national teaching and referral hospitals in Coast, Eastern, Northeastern, Nyanza, and Western regions, as well as fully equipping these hospitals with modern medical equipment, medical supplies, as well as personnel. And also make a call to the county governments to allocate more funds to their respective health dockets to adequately facilitate their county level 5 and level 6 hospitals in order to enhance the provision of critical healthcare services to reduce the demand for such services from the national. The quorum has been achieved. Allow me to hand you over.
Clerk, you may call the first order.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages.
Senator Manzo.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to report to the Senate that pursuant to Standing Order 49.1 of the Senate Standing Orders, I have received the following message from the Governor of Makueni County on cessation of logging activities in Kivale Forest in Boone Ward, Makueni County. The message dated Monday, 28th July 2025 was received in my office on Tuesday, 29th July 2025. Pursuant to the Standing Order 49.2, I now report the message, noting that implementation of specific national government policies on natural resources and environmental conservation, including forestry, is a function devolved to county governments, and noting that there have been unexplained ongoing logging activities in Kivale Forest, located in Boone Ward, Makueni County, carried out without knowledge of public participation or participation of the local community, the county government, local administration, and the Community Forest Association, CFA, whereas the wanton logging is being carried out despite an existing national moratorium on logging, and the loggers purportedly claim to possess a court order from a Makueni court authorizing the felling of trees allegedly paid for prior to the moratorium. And whereas intervention by the county government of Makueni as a stakeholder on matters of environment have not been considered, concerned that continued logging poses a serious threat to the local ecosystem, including the degradation of critical water catchment areas such as Mulima Dam. Further, concerned that the loggers are relying on a purported approval of the Kenya Forest Service, KFS, concerned that Kivale Forest is one of the largest forest blocks in Mbooni constituency, with trees planted more than 52 years ago, and considering that Kivale Forest is the source of Mulima Dam, serving over 5 wards with clean water for drinking. Now, therefore, pursuant to Standing Order 49.1 of the Senate, I hereby forward this message and request the Senate to urgently intervene and take the necessary steps to halt all ongoing logging activities in Kivale Forest in Boone Ward, Makueni County. I take the liberty to attach the photos. Mr. Speaker, I hereby table message and the photos for your further action. I thank you.
Now, pursuant to Standing Order 49.6C, I refer the said message to the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 31st July 2025. Report of the Auditor General on financial statements of Machakos County Climate Change Fund, County Government of Machakos for the year ended 30 June 2024.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1. Senator Catherine Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of national concern regarding the increasing dire conditions faced by elderly women across the country, particularly those who have been abandoned or are living without family support, caregivers, or access to consistent social protection. In the statement, the committee should address the following: whether the government has a central system or database that comprehensively records and tracks all elderly persons in the country, especially those living in poverty or are at risk of abandonment. 2, how the current social protection programs, such as Inua Jamii and other persons cash transfer program, identifies and enrolls elderly persons, particularly those who are not part of a formal system, who lack documentation and next of kin to assist them. 3, the steps the government is taking to ensure that all elderly people, especially women in rural and marginalized areas, are reached, registered, and receive benefits under Inua Jamii or any other relevant social protection program. 4, to indicate the policy measures in place or being considered to support elderly persons who have no family, caregivers, or homes, including the possibility of establishing or expanding safe homes or community-based elderly care centers. And number 5, further action that can be taken by both the national and county governments to ensure the dignity, well-being, and social inclusion of the elderly, particularly those who are vulnerable and abandoned. Senator Catherine Muma, nominated senator. Thank you.
Senator for Nandi County. Senator Chiranke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I have 2 statements. I request the indulgence to read them concurrently. Mr. Speaker, the request for statement on the packaging of maize purchased by the National Cereals and Produce Board, NCPB. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock, and Fisheries on a matter of national concerns regarding the packaging of maize for purchase by National Cereals and Produce Board. Mr. Speaker, sir, the National Cereals and Produce Board, NCPB, purchases maize from farmers packaged in 90 kilos per bag, with pricing set per bag. However, this practice is contrary to provisions of Section 36(3) of the Crops Regulation number 217 of 2019, which states that the maximum weight for the packaging of each single unit of a food crop shall be 50 kilograms. These regulations are subsidiary to the Crops Act, Cap 318 laws of Kenya, and apply to all food crops listed in the same schedule, such as, which includes maize. In contrast, other food crops listed in the same schedule, such as beans, pigeon peas, and cowpeas, are packaged in 50 kilograms bags for purchase by NCPB. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the rationale behind NCPB's continued purchase of maize in 90 kilograms bags, despite the regulation limiting packaging weight to 50 kilos, and whether there are specific challenges or considerations in informing this practice. Mr. Speaker, number 2, the reason for the disparity in packaging sizes between maize and other crops, and whether there are plans to revise the packaging standards for maize to align with the regulations. If such plans exist, what are the timelines for their implementation? So, Speaker, number 3, the impact of the current maize packaging practices on farmers' incomes and the overall sustainability of their farming operations, and how these challenges are being addressed. Mr. Speaker, finally, the steps National Cereals and Produce Board is taking to comply with Section 36(3) of the Crops Food Regulations 2019 as per the Crops Act, Cap 318 of the laws of Kenya, and the long-term strategy for resolving challenges relating to maize packaging and ensuring full compliance with agricultural regulations. Mr. Speaker, on to my second statement. Request for statement in the rise in unfair asset recovery amidst rising debt defaults in the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53(1) to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Trade, Industrialization and Tourism on a matter of county and countrywide concern regarding the rise in unfair asset recovery amidst rising debts defaults. So, Speaker, sir, Kenya is experiencing a surge in debt defaults among households and businesses due to rising living costs, high bank interest rates, and declining incomes to our households. This has led to growing reliance on debt collection agencies, whose asset recovery methods are often opaque, aggressive, and emotionally distressing to Kenyans. The sector suffers from fragmented regulation, weak oversight, and inconsistent enforcement, resulting in poor ethical standards, lack of transparency, and inadequate consumer protection under Consumer Authority of Kenya, CAK. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the effectiveness of current legal statutes, including the Civil Procedure Act, the Law of Contract Act, the Limitation of Actions Act, and the Auctioneers Act, in safeguarding consumers from unfair and unethical debt collection practices. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, sir, existing oversight and accountability mechanisms for debt recovery agents and agencies, and recommendations for strengthening these mechanisms to ensure ethical and professional conduct. Mr. Speaker, sir, number 3, public awareness and consumer education initiatives aim at informing citizens about debt recovery processes, their rights, and the channels available for disputing unlawful or exploitative asset recovery actions. Mr. Speaker, sir, finally, the recommendations for institutional and regulatory reform, including strategies to enhance consumer protection, promote responsible lending and borrowing practices, and foster a more inclusive, transparent, and sustainable credit ecosystem in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for that indulgence.
Senator Peris Tobiko.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I arise pursuant to Standing Order 53(1). This is on the case of an infant referred from Loitoktok Sub-County Hospital to Kenyatta National Hospital, but was instead taken to a private facility, Abian Hospital, in Eastleigh, Nairobi. I therefore seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on the matter regarding the infant who, though formerly referred from Loitoktok Sub-County Hospital to Kenyatta National Hospital, was instead taken to a private facility, Abian Hospital, in Eastleigh, Nairobi, on the 12th June 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, The 1-year-old infant in question is in urgent need of specialized care, was referred to Kenyatta National Hospital, a public national referral hospital. However, the ambulance transporting the child was diverted mid-route to Abian Hospital in Isili, which is a private health facility. Disturbingly, the infant's family has since been denied access to the child, and the hospital is now demanding a payment of Kenya shillings 3 million. To date, no clear explanation has been provided regarding the diversion, the breakdown of the medical bill, or the legal basis for denying parental access. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the circumstances under which a referral to Kenyatta National Hospital was altered and the infant taken to a private hospital, including who authorized the diversion and whether due process was followed. Whether there the committee should investigate whether there exists any formal arrangement between public hospitals and Abian Hospital permitting such transfers, and if so, under what conditions. The third, the committee should get a justification, should know what is a justification for denying the parents access to their child. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, the measures being taken by the Ministry of Health and relevant authorities to investigate this case, including immediate interventions to prevent similar occurrences in the future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Lelegwe.
Mr. Speaker, sir, request for a statement on the failure by the county government of Samburu to pay salaries to newly employed early childhood development and education ECD teachers. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the failure by the county government of Samburu to pay salaries to the early childhood development and education teachers who are employed earlier this year. Mr. Speaker, sir, this raises serious concerns about the welfare, dignity, and rights of ECD teachers in Samburu County who play a fundamental role in development of children and success of the competency-based curriculum. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the number and identities of ECD teachers employed by the county government of Samburu in the 2024-2025 financial year, including details of their respective dates of appointments, stations of deployment, their contractual probation period, as well as the applicable provisions on payment of salaries during probation. 2, the current status of the payment of salaries to the ECD teachers employed in the specified financial year, including the details on whether they have all been assigned the integrated payroll and personal database, IPPD numbers, and if not, include the reasons for the delay and the steps being taken to address the issue. 3, whether there was an adequate budgetary allocation in the 2024-2025 financial year for the remuneration of the ECD teachers, including those employed during the financial year, and if so, obtain information on why the county government has failed to pay the salaries of the ECD teachers who are employed earlier this year, despite receiving its full equitable allocation of revenue raised nationally. 4, the actions being taken to promptly resolve the matter, including details on any disciplinary actions taken against officers responsible for the negligence or systemic inefficiencies that contributed to the situation. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, sir, the measures in place to prevent recurrence of similar delays in the processing of salaries, not only for the ECD teachers, but for all county staff. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, we will allow Senator for Kisii, Senator Richard Onyonka. Then after that, we'll move to the Committee of the Whole before coming back to the statements. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for allowing me to read a statement on behalf of Senator Richard Onyonka, the Senator of Kisii. Honorable Speaker, this is request for a statement on the suspension of the healthcare facilities and the disbursement of claims under the Social Health Insurance Authority, SHA. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of nationwide concern regarding the suspension of healthcare facilities and the disbursement of claims under the Social Health Insurance Authority, SHA. Mr. Speaker, sir, since the operations of the Social Health Insurance Authority, several level 4 and 5 private hospitals across the country have been suspended. The Ministry of Health attributes the suspensions to fraud involving double billing under the Social Health Insurance Authority, SHA. The July 2025 SHA disbursement schedule reveals glaring disparities in claimed reimbursements, with some facilities receiving tens of millions of shillings, while others got as little as Kenya shillings 2,000. These inconsistencies have led to concerns about favoritism and possible conflicts of interest. Compounding the issue is in the ineffective 104 billion integrated healthcare information technology system, which was meant to enhance data sharing and service delivery. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the specific audit findings or investigations that led to the suspension of the health facilities and whether due process was observed in each case. 2, the criteria used in determining SHA fund disbursements, including an explanation for the significant disparities in the amounts received by different facilities. 3, the current status of the integrated health care information technology system, including any identified irregularities in its procurement and implementation. 4, reforms or policy measures being considered to enhance transparency, accountability, and equity in the operations of the SHA. 5, immediate remedial steps being taken to reinstate facilities wrongly suspended, including measures towards equitable reimbursement protocols. Senator Richard Onyonka, MP, Senator for Kisii County. The second statement read on behalf of Senator Onyonka is a request for a statement on the cost and transparency of the Green Park pedestrian underpass project in Nairobi City County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a matter of national concern regarding the cost and transparency of the Green Park Pedestrian Underpass project in Nairobi City County. Mr. Speaker, sir, while I acknowledge and commend the government's commitment to enhancing pedestrian safety and modernizing urban infrastructure, the expenditure of Kenya shillings 2 billion on the construction of the pedestrian underpass near the Green Park terminus located beneath Uhuru Highway in Nairobi raises serious concerns about finance prudence, transparency, and value for money. In the statement, the committee should address the following: 1, the full scope, cost breakdown, and procurement procedures related to the Green Park pedestrian underpass project; 2, whether due process was followed in the selection of contractors, project appraisal, and feasibility assessment; and lastly, whether there have been any instances of cost inflation, conflict of interest, or violation of procurement rules. Senator Richard Onyonka, EBS MP, Senator for Kisii County. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Now, honorable senators, allow me to rearrange today's order paper pursuant to Standing Order 45-2. We will now move to order number 17 to 21. Once we are done, we will resume the normal flow as contained in today's order paper. That is, coming back to the statements. Clerk, kindly call those orders.
Order number 17, Committee of the Whole. The Creative Economy Support Bill, Senate Bills number 30 of 2024. Order number 18, Committee of the Whole. The Business Law Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 51 of 2024. Order number 19, Committee of the Whole. The Early Childhood Education Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 54 of 2023. Order number 20, Committee of the Whole. The Local Content Bill, Senate Bills number 50 of 2023. Order number 21, Committee of the Whole. The Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bills number 41 of 2023.
Senator Rice.
Coming here? You can come. Now, Kavata. So,
Honorable Senators, can we settle down? We are now in the Committee of the Whole for the Creative Economy Support Bill, Senate Bills number 30 of 2024. Yes.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to Clause 3 as listed in the order paper.
Where is it? I propose the question that Clause 3 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 3 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that Clause 4 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the amendment to Clause 4, to move the amendment to Clause 4 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 4 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 4 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 5.
I propose the question that Clause 5 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clause 5 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that Clause 6 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to Clause 6 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 6 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 6 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that Clause 7 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to Clause 7 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 7 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 7 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 8.
I propose the question that Clause 8 be part of the bill. Mover. Mover. Senator Okenyuri.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to Clause 8 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 8 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 8 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 9 and 10.
I propose the question that Clauses 9 and 8 be part of the bill. 9 and 10 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clauses 9 and 10 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 11.
I propose the question that Clause 11 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to Clause 10 as listed in the order.
Clause 11.
Clause 11 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 11 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 11 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 12 and 13.
I propose the question that Clauses 12 and 13 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clauses 12 and 13 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that Clause 14 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to Clause 14 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 14 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 14 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 15.
I propose the question that Clause 15 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to Clause 15 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 15 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 15 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that Clause 16 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to Clause
16.
16 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 17.
I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 17 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 18.
I propose the question that clause 18 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 18 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 18 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 18 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 19.
I propose the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 19 as listed in the order.
I propose the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 20.
I propose the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 21.
I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 21 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 22.
I propose the question that clause 22 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 22 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 23.
I propose the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 23 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 24.
I propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 24 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 25.
I propose the question that clause 25 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 25 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 26.
I propose the question that clause 26 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 26 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 26 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 26 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 27.
I propose the question that clause 27 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 27 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 27 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 27 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
A new clause 3A.
Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move new clause 3A to be read for a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 3A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 3A be now read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 4A.
Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move new clause 4A to be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 4A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 4A be now read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 19A.
Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move new clause 19A to be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 19A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 19A be now read a second time. Division at the end.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move the amendment to clause 2 as listed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The title and clause 1.
I propose the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Honorable Senators, we are now moving to Committee of the Whole for the Business Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 51 of 2024.
Clauses 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
I propose the question that clauses 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clauses 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24.
I propose the question that clauses 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
The title and clause 1.
I propose the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Honorable Senators, we're now moving to the Committee of the Whole for the Early Childhood Education Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 54 of 2023.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Mover?
I beg to move that Clause 2 be amended as indicated in the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 2 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 2 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
The title and Clause 1.
I propose the question that the title and Clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that the title and Clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Honorable Senators, we are now moving to the Committee of the Whole for the Local Content Bill, Senate Bills number 50 of 2023.
Clauses 3, 4, 5, and 6.
I propose the question that Clauses 3, 4, 5, and 6 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clauses 3, 4, 5, and 6 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that Clause 7 be part of the bill. Chairperson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that Clause 7 be moved as per the order paper, be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 7 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 7 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 8 and 9.
I propose the question that Clauses 8 and 9 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clauses 8 and 9 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that Clause 10 be part of the bill. Chairperson?
Madam Chair, I propose that Clause 10 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 10 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 10 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 11.
I propose the question that Clause 11 be part of the bill. Chairperson?
Madam Chair, I propose that Clause 11 be amended as proposed on the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 11 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 11 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 12.
I propose the question that Clause 12 be part of the bill. Chairperson?
Madam Chair, I propose that Clause 12 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 13, 14, and 15.
I propose the question that clauses 13, 14, 15 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 13, 14, 15 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 16 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 19. Clauses 17 and 18.
I propose the question that clauses 17 and 18 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 17 and 18 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 19.
I propose the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 19 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 20.
I propose the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 21.
I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 21 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 22.
I propose the question that clause 22 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 22 be amended as in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 23.
I propose the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 24.
I propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I also propose that clause 24 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 25, 26, and 27.
I propose the question that clauses 25, 26, and 27 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 25, 26, and 27 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 28.
I propose the question that clause 28 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 28 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 28 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 28 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 29.
I propose the question that clause 29 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 29 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 30.
I propose the question that clause 30 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 30 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 30 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 30 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 31.
I propose the question that clause 31 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 31 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 31 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 31 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36.
I propose the question that clauses 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 37.
I propose the question that clause 37 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 37 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 37 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 37 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42.
I propose the question that clauses 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 43.
I propose the question that clause 43 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 43 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 43 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 43 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 44.
I propose the question that clause 44 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 44, is it 44?
Yes.
Be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 44 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 44 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 45.
I propose the question that clause 45 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 45 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 45 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 45 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 46.
I propose the question that clause 46 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 46 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 47.
I propose the question that clause 47 be part of the bill.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 47 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 47 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 47 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 48.
I propose the question that clause 48 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 48 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 48 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 48 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 49.
I propose the question that clause 49 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 49 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 50.
I propose the question that clause 50 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 50 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 50 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 50 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 51.
I propose the question that clause 51 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 51 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 52.
I propose the question that clause 52 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I move that clause 52 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 52 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 52 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 53.
I propose the question that clause 53 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I move that clause 53 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 53 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 53 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 54 and 55.
I propose the question that clauses 54 and 55 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 54 and 55 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 56.
I propose the question that clause 56 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I move that clause 56 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 56 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 56 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 57.
I propose the question that clause 57 be part of the bill.
Madam Chair, I move that clause 57 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 57 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 57 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 58.
I propose the question that clause 58 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 58 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
New clause 20A.
Mover.
Madam Chair, I move that new clause 20A be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 20A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 20A be now read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 20B.
Mover.
Madam Chair, I move that new clause 2B be now read a second time. 20B.
I propose the question that new clause 20B be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 20B be now read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 20C.
Mover.
Madam Chair, I move that new clause 20C be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 20C be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 20C be now read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 59.
Mover.
Madam Chair, I move that new clause 59 be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 59 be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 59 be now read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 60.
Mover.
Madam Chair, I move that new clause 60 be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 60 be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 60 be now read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 61.
Mover.
Madam Chair, I move that new clause 61 be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 61 be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 61 be now read a second time. Division at the end.
The schedule.
I propose the question that the schedule be part of this bill. I put the question that the schedule be part of this bill. Division at the end.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I move that clause 2 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The title.
I propose the question that the title be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I move that the title be amended as in the order paper.
I propose the question that the title be amended as proposed. I put the question that the title be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Honorable Senators, we are now moving into Committee of the Whole for the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bills number 41 of 2023.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that Clause 4 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to move that Clause 4 be amended as by the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 4 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 4 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 5.
I propose the question that Clause 5 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I propose that Clause 5 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 5 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 5 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that Clause 6 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clause 6 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that Clause 7 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to move that Clause 7 be amended as by the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 7 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 7 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 8.
I propose the question that Clause 8 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to move that Clause 8 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 8 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 8 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 9.
I propose the question that Clause 9 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to move that Clause 9 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 9 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 9 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that Clause 10 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to move that Clause 10 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 10 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 10 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 11.
I propose the question that Clause 11 be part of the bill. I put the question that Clause 11 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 12.
I propose the question that Clause 12 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to propose that Clause 12 is amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 12 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 12 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 13.
I propose the question that Clause 13 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to move that Clause 13 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 13 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 13 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that Clause 14 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to move that Clause 14 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 14 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 14 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 15.
I propose the question that Clause 15 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to move that Clause 15 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that Clause 15 be amended as proposed. I put the question that Clause 15 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that Clause 16 be part of the bill. Mover.
Madam Chair, I beg to move that Clause 16 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 17.
I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. Mover?
Madam Chair, I beg to move that clause 17 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 18 to 20.
I propose the question that clauses 18, 19, and 20 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 18, 19, and 20 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 21.
I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Mover?
Madam Chair, I beg to move that clause 21 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 22.
I propose the question that clause 22 be part of the bill. Mover?
Madam Chair, I beg to move that clause 22 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 23.
I propose the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 24.
I propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill. Mover?
Madam Chair, I beg to move that clause 24 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 25 to 30.
I propose the question that clauses 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 31.
I propose the question that clause 31 be part of the bill. Mover?
Madam Chair, I beg to move that clause 31 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 31 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 31 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 32.
I propose the question that clause 32 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 32 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
The schedule.
I propose the question that the schedule be part of the bill. Mover?
Madam Chair, I beg to move that the schedule be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that the schedule be amended as proposed. I put the question that the schedule be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 2, the title, and clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 2, the title, and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 2, the title, and clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Honorable senators, please settle down. We are now going to report progress on the Committee of the Whole on the Creative Economy Support Bill, Senate Bills number 30 of 2024. Mover.
Honorable Chair, pursuant to Standing Order 153, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Creative Economy Support Bill, Senate Bills number 30 of 2024, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow.
I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Creative Economy Support Bill, Senate Bills number 30 of 2024, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, we are now going to report progress on the Business Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 51 of 2024. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order 153, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report to the Senate its consideration of the Business Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 51 of 2024, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow.
Honorable Senators, I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report to the Senate its consideration of the Business Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 51 of 2024, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Senators, we are now going to report progress on the Early Childhood Education Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 54 of 2023. Mover.
Honorable Chair, pursuant to Standing Order number 158, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report to the Senate on its consideration of the Early Childhood Education Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 54 of 2023, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow.
Honorable Senators, I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report to the Senate on the consideration of the Early Childhood Education Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 54 of 2023, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, we are now going to report progress on the Local Content Bill, Senate Bills number 50 of 2023. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order 153, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report to the Senate its consideration of the Local Content Bill, Senate Bills number 50 of 2023, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow or another day.
Senator Nyamu, can you sit down and stop speaking in loud voices, please? Honorable Senators, I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report to the Senate its consideration of the Local Content Bill, Senate Bills number 50 of 2023, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Senators, we are now reporting progress on the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bills number 41 of 2023. Mover.
Madam Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 153, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report on its consideration of the Street Vendors, that Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bills number 41 of 2023, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow or another day.
Honorable Senators, I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report on its consideration of the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bills number 41 of 2023, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, we can resume our seats. Now, honorable members, Senator Tabitha, take your seat. The chair will give you instructions on how you will deal with your concerns. I am aware about it, so take your seat. Take your seat, Senator Tabitha. Thank you. Members, we are now reporting on the progress by the Committee of the Whole on the bills which have just been dealt with. We will start with the Creative Economy Support Bill, Senate Bills number 30 of 2024. I call upon the mover to move.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report.
Chairperson. Just a clarification. You are not in this particular. The mover to move.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report and call upon the Senator for Samburu, Senator Lelegwe, to second.
Senator Lelengwe.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I second.
Now, honorable members, I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. And will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We will move to the second reporting. This is on the Business Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 51 of 2024, and I call upon the chairperson to report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Business Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 51 of 2024, and seeks leave to sit again tomorrow.
The mover to proceed to move.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. And I call upon Senator Kisang to second.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker, I beg to second.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. And will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We'll move to the next bill for reporting the Early Childhood Education Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 54 of 2023. I'll call upon the chairperson, Senator Catherine Muma, to report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report to the House that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Early Childhood Education Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 54 of 2023, and seeks leave to sit again tomorrow.
I call upon the mover to move.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Senate do agree with the committee in the said report and call upon Senator Kinyua to second.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
Honorable Senators, I now propose the question that the Senate do agree with the committee in the said report, and I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Senator Lelengwe. Senator Lelengwe. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Senator Lelengwe, you are a senior member of this House and a leader. Much is expected of you. You may proceed to take your leave. Honorable members, we will now move to the next bill for reporting. This is the Local Content Bill, Senate Bills number 50 of 2023. Calling upon the chairperson to report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Local Content Bill, Senate Bills number 50 of 2023, and seeks leave to sit again tomorrow.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said reports and request Senator Beatrice Okola to second.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
I now propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Lastly, honorable senators, we are reporting of progress of the Committee of the Whole on the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihoods Bill, Senate Bills number 41 of 2023. I'll call upon the chairperson to report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bills number 41 of 2023, and seeks leave to sit again tomorrow.
Mover to proceed to move. Senator Essie.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report and request Senator Eddie Okech to second.
Chair, I second.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. And will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, for the convenience of the House, we are going to rearrange the order paper and we will go back to statements. I have seen in the House Senator James Murango of Kirinyaga. I will allow you to read your statement.
Asante sana, Mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, nimesimama hapa kuomba kauli kuhusu changamoto zinazowakumba wakulima katika vituo vya Bondi ya Taifa ya Mazao na Hifadhi ya NCPB cha Sagana na Wanguru, kaunti ya Kirinyaga. Mstahiki Spika, nasimama kwa mujibu wa kanuni ya kudumu 53(1) za Seneti kuomba kauli kutoka kwa kamati ya kilimo, mifugo na uvuvi kuhusu changamoto zinazowakumba wakulima katika kaunti ya Kirinyaga, hasa katika upatikanaji wa mbolea ya ruzuku kupitia kituo cha Bondi ya Taifa ya Mazao na Hifadhi ya NCPB kilichoko Sagana na Wanguru. Mstahiki Spika, wakulima kutoka maeneo mbalimbali ya kaunti ya Kirinyaga wamekuwa wakifika katika kituo cha NCPB cha Sagana na Wanguru wakiwa na vocha halali ya kupata mbolea, lakini kukataliwa kwa sababu ya hitilafu katika mifumo ya kompyuta pamoja na upungufu mkubwa wa mbolea katika kituo hicho. Hali hii si tu ya kusikitisha
bali na hujumu juhudi za uzalishaji wa chakula na kuhatarisha usalama wa chakula nchini. Katika kauli hiyo, Mr. Speaker, kamati hii inapaswa kujibu masuala yafuatayo. Moja, sababu ya kucheleweshwa kwa usambazaji wa mbolea ya ruzuku katika kituo cha NCB cha Sagana na Nanguru licha wakulima kuwa na vocha halali. Mr. Speaker. Mbili, hatua zipi za haraka zinazochukuliwa na Wizara ya Kilimo, Mifugo na Uvuvi kutatua tatizo la uhaba wa mbolea na kuhakikisha kuwa wakulima wa Kirinyaga wanapata mbolea kwa wakati ufaao. Tatu, Mr. Speaker, naona kuna mkutano na mnogonezano wa Seneta wa Migori ambao sauti iko juu sana.
Senator Eddie, Senator Kisang and Senator Beatrice. If you must consult in loud tone so that we can have Senator Murango heard in silence.
Tatu, sababu mifumo ya kielektroniki ya NCPB bado ni ya zamani, dhaifu na yenye hitilafu za mara kwa mara, na ni lini serikali inapanga kuboresha au kubadilisha ili kuwezesha utoaji wa huduma bora wa haraka na kuaminika kwa wakulima. Ine, iwapo wizara inatambua athari mbaya zinazotokana na ucheleweshaji huu kwa msimu wa upanzi na uzalishaji wa chakula katika taifa. Na mwisho, mipango inayowekwa kusaidia na kufidia wakulima watakaoathirika kwa kutopata mbolea na kwa kuchelewa, hali inaweza kusababisha mavuno duni au kutopata mavuno kabisa. Asante sana Mr. Speaker. Senator Murango from Kirinyaga, kutoka Kirinyaga.
Next is the statement by the Senate Majority Leader, pursuant to Standing Order 57-1.
Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 57-1 to present the business of the Senate for the week commencing Tuesday, 5th of August 2025. As honorable senators are aware, in accordance with the Senate calendar, the House will proceed on recess on Thursday, the 7th of August 2025. While much progress has been made in advancing Senate business during this part of calendar, a substantial amount of business is still pending. The current status of business is as follows. There are 57 bills, of which 37 are at the second reading stage, 2 are awaiting first reading, and 18 are at the committee of the whole stage. 28 motions are pending conclusion, 27 petitions are under consideration by the respective committees, out of which 24 are due for reporting, and 440 statements pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 are before the respective standing committees. Mr. Speaker, sir, with regards to petitions, during the sitting held on Tuesday, the 29th of July 2025, the Senate considered and adopted 4 reports of petitions pursuant to Standing Order number 238, for which I commend honorable senators. Nevertheless, several petitions remain pending before committees as follows. Committee on Devolution, 1. Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare, 5. Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources, 13. Chairperson of that committee, Mr. Speaker, is not in the House, but I want to believe they are members of that committee. You have a lot of work to do, Senator Beatrice. 13 petitions are before your committee. Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations, 1. Standing Committee on Roads and Transport, they also have a heavy calendar, and I can see their chair is not listening, Mr. Speaker. The chair for transport.
Senator Eddie.
Your committee has 4 petitions that are due for reporting. So I hope before we proceed on recess, Mr. Speaker, through you, that the Senate committee can actually bring those petitions with response to the Kenyans who petitioned this House on various issues. On Tuesday, the 5th of August, SBC will meet to consider business for the week. The tentative business for the week will include business not concluded on today's order paper, as well as business indicated in the notice paper. The tentative business for morning sitting on Wednesday, the 6th of August, 2025 will include questions to CSs as approved by SBC. Next week, we have the CS for cooperatives and MSME. We have CS for Interior, Senator Murkomen, who's coming to respond to quite a number of questions by various senators. about 9 questions in total. The tentative business for afternoon sitting on Wednesday, 6th of August, will include business not concluded from today's order paper and the following. Bills at the second reading stage. The County Government State Officers Removal from Office Procedure Bill, County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 39 of 2024, and the Street Naming Property Bill. There are bills also that are the Committee of the Whole, which include the Sports Amendment, Public Finance, Heritage and Museum. Mr. Speaker, I was scanning the room to see if there are any members of Finance Committee, save for Senator Eddy, Mr. Speaker, because there are various amendments to PFM, and I know that the chairperson of that committee had promised, Mr. Speaker, that they will consolidate all of them into one bill, and we are still awaiting that report so that we conclude. There's a Heritage and Museums Bill, Environmental Laws. There's a Statutory Instruments Bill, Mr. Speaker, which is one of the NADCO bills, and County Government Election Laws. Then there is a Sports Amendment Bill. The projected business for Thursday, 7th, will include any business not concluded, after which at the rise of the House will proceed on recess. It's been a very fulfilling session, Mr. Speaker, and I hope next week members can avail themselves, Mr. Speaker. I can see already members are beginning to check into the recess mood, and I know they have worked hard the last 5 weeks, or 6 actually, Mr. Speaker, but I just want to request that we give it one last push for the final week before now we can proceed on recess. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and lay the statement on the table of the Senate. Thank you.
Honorable members, I will allow 15 minutes or less, depending on members who are keen on contributing to these 2 statements or comments, together with those statements which were earlier on read out by the respective members. I can see from my dashboard there is a request from Senator John Kinyua. Senator Eddy, I cannot see you. Very well.
Asanti Bwana Spika kunipa fursa hii. Kwanza ningependa kumpongeza kiongozi wa walio wengi na ningelitaka kuwa hapa pengine, lakini Bwana Spika, nataka kuongea kuhusu taarifa iliyoletwa na Senator Muma kuhusu wazee. Bwana Spika, katika Jamhuri ya Kenya kuna wazee wengi sana ambao tuko nao, na ukitembea unapata wanasajiliwa, na vile vile wanaposajiliwa unapata wanawekwa katika hii mfumo wa jamii. Bwana Spika, kwanza nikubalie niseme kuhusu taarifa iliyosomwa na kiongozi wa wengi. Kwanza nikumshukuru kwa kutupatia ripoti. Lakini kiongozi wa walio wengi, mimi ni mwanakamati ya barabara na ujenzi. Sisi tumekuwa tukiwajibikia kazi yetu na tunaivulia njuga. Lakini nimesikia akisema ya kwamba sisi kuna petition 4 ambazo tunapaswa kuwa tukiziangalia. Lakini mimi nikikumbuka, sababu kila wakati niko pale, ni petition 2 peke yake ambayo tayari tunaanza kuziangalia, lakini pengine ataweza kuzielezea. Bwana Spika, wazazi tulionao ni wazee wetu ambao tunapaswa kuwalinda na kuwachunga. Lakini Bwana Spika, ikiwa wanapozeeka na wamesajiliwa, na wanapaswa kuwa wakipewa pesa ambazo tunaziita pesa za wazee ama inua jamii. Lakini unapata wamesajiliwa, lakini hata baada ya kusajiliwa unapata hawapati ile ruzuku yao ambayo wanapaswa kupata kila mwezi ndio waweze kujikimu kimaisha, kwa sababu tayari Bwana Spika, kwa sababu ya kule kuzeeka kwao hawana ule uwezo wa kuendelea kufanya kazi ambazo walikuwa wakizifanya. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, ni vizuri serikali ichukulie jambo hili kwa uzito unaofaa, kwa sababu hawa ni wazee wetu. Wengi tunawazika Bwana Spika vile ikiwa hawajaweza kupata zile hela zao. Kwa kawaida unaweza kusema hawa wamekufa tukiwa na deni yao Bwana Spika, na hili si jambo zuri hata kidogo. Bwana Spika, kuna hii bodi ya kitaifa ya nafaka na mazao. Inapaswa kufuna, ni taarifa ambayo imeletwa na senator wa kutoka Nandi Charargei. Unapata mahindi, kipimo cha mahindi sheria ikifuatwa inapaswa kuwa ni kilo 50, lakini unapata wao wanaweka kilo 90, Bwana Spika, ilhali ukiangalia kitu kama maharagwe na mbaazi zimewekwa kulingana na sheria. Na si hiyo tu, unapata hii ni kunyanyasa wakulima, kwa sababu wakulima wengi wanategemea kilimo cha mahindi. Lakini ikiwa hatutafuata sheria, kwa hivyo hii bodi inapaswa ichangamke vilivyo. Bwana Spika, bodi hii tena, Seneta wa Kirinyaga amesema ya kwamba wamekuwa wakisema kuna shida ya mbolea ya ruzuku ama pembejeo. Bwana Spika, wakulima hawapati mbolea hii wakati unaofaa, wanatembea masafa makubwa kuweza kuja kupata hii mbolea, na wakija wanaambiwa kwamba mitambo ina hitilafu. Bwana Spika, mitambo kuwa na hitilafu hiyo sio kazi ya wakulima, hiyo ni kazi ya bodi ambao wanapaswa kuwa wakishughulikia na kuwa wamejipanga vilivyo, ndiposa wakulima waweze kupata pembejeo yao. Vikwazo vingi vinavyopatikana kwa wakulima, Bwana Spika, ni kwa sababu mbolea hii inapopeanwa tayari mvua imekwisha na wanategemea hii mbolea wakati wa upanzi, na ikiwa bodi hii haitafanya kazi ambavyo inapaswa kufanya, Bwana Spika, tunapaswa tuifutilie mbali. Lakini yote 9, kamati ambayo itakuwa ikishughulikia, washughulikie kwa kindani na waweze kuleta majibu na waweze kuleta suluhu la kudumu, ndio Wakenya waweze kupata afueni kwa hii mbolea, na vile vile bodi hii iweze kupaletea Wakenya faida badala ya hasara. Nashukuru Bwana Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii.
Senator Eddie Okech.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I wanted to just make quick comments on 2 statements. First of all is the statement by the Majority Leader on some outstanding issues in committees. Indeed, I want to acknowledge that some of the overarching petitions that are pending in the Transport and Roads and Housing Committees, we are working on them. But, Mr. Speaker, we are facing a lot of problems with a number of governors. Mr. Speaker, for instance, there is a petition on the issue of Kishaju. This is a development that was done in Kajiado that involves the Kingdom Bank and also involves the Jamibora Trust, where one of the biggest contention that is there, Mr. Speaker, is the issue of land rates, so that people who have already been able to pay for the developments there and the property there can be given their title deeds, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, 4 times we have invited the governor to come and be able to give his input on this issue that is standing between the people in Kisaju who have been able to pay for their property and their title deeds, and the governor has refused to come to the committee, Mr. Speaker, to the extent that last week the committee had actually had to summon the governor, and we had actually taken the step to go to Kisaju in Kajiado in the first week of September, so that we can be able to go and deal with the governor there. Mr. Speaker, so I want just to urge this House that there's a level with which governors are still giving us problems when it comes to issues of accountability. Governors are only keen on appearing in the park and pick. Any other committee of the standing committees that attempt to do even the issue of oversight on them, they are not honoring them, Mr. Speaker. And I will table some of these names here, Mr. Speaker, in subsequent conversations, to make sure that we call these governors to order. Because it cannot be that if the Senate has approached the issue of oversight, they don't show up. These last 2 weeks, Mr. Speaker, 5 governors have sent apologies to the Committee on Transport, Road and Housing, Mr. Speaker. Out of 7 governors who were invited, only 2 showed up. So, Mr. Speaker, it's a very serious issue that I think that other committees are also facing, that the governors must come to any committees of this House to answer to questions pertaining to oversight. So we will deliver on those petitions, Mr. Speaker, as fast as is required. But, Mr. Speaker, we will need the help of this House to call these governors to order. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I need to quickly comment on the statement by the good Senator, Senator Murango Kamau, who has spoken very passionately about the delay in fertilizer distribution for rice farmers in Sagana and in Mwea. Mr. Speaker, I know that the good senator, who is also happened to have been the chair of agriculture, and he did a very good job when he was the chair of agriculture. I don't know when he lost the script and then lost that seat. But, Mr. Speaker, he will understand, as former chair of agriculture, that the issue of planting fertilizer for farmers in the rice sector is a national issue. In fact, it should be declared a national disaster. Because, Mr. Speaker, if you looked at this week's recent TV reports, the rice farmers are suffering because they are now competing with rice that's coming from abroad. Their rice is not being taken, but the problem starts with the issue of fertilizer. The triple super phosphate, which they call TSP, which is the fertilizer that they use to be able to plant, is not in the country currently, Mr. Speaker. This is a fact that the National Cereal and Produce Board must be able to respond to, Mr. Speaker. I come from a rice-growing community. When you go to Nyatike constituency, the Lower Kuja irrigation scheme, I think that we have got some of the best potential rice in that community. Yet, Mr. Speaker, there is just no fertilizer. And if some meager fertilizer shows up, then it's so small, and it shows up when the rains have even ended. There is no flooding that can be able to enable them plant properly. These things go according to seasons, Mr. Speaker. And, Mr. Speaker, another issue that this committee must address, and I wish that Senator Murango was the chairman, only for this issue, apart from other issues that have been affecting him politically. But if it was not for those issues, Mr. Speaker, he would understand that the cooperatives right now in the rice sector are not being given the power to distribute fertilizer, Mr. Speaker. You know very well that when farmers go as individuals to get this fertilizer, Mr. Speaker, they can't because they might not have the money to purchase at sale. But the problem here is that now the National Cereal and Produce Board does not allow for this fertilizer to go to the cooperatives who can take this fertilizer in advance, give it to their cooperative members, and then once they have harvested and sold their rice, then they can be able to pay back, Mr. Speaker. This is a problem that must be solved by this committee. And then the last issue that must be solved by this committee, Mr. Speaker, is the issue of mopping up rice, Mr. Speaker. It cannot be that a farmer in Nyatike can go and plant rice, have paddy, then when they give this paddy to a number of agencies that are supposed to buy rice, they are given small prices that then end up delaying for even 3 months, Mr. Speaker. This is happening in Mwea Tebera, this is happening in Nyatike, this is happening to all our farmers within the borders, Mr. Speaker. So they are forced, Mr. Speaker, to sell paddy. Can you imagine? They are selling paddy to people like in Uganda because they cannot be paid in the mop-up program, Mr. Speaker. This is a problem that must be addressed, must be solved, because, Mr. Speaker, you cannot sell our rice to Uganda in paddy form so that even the husk that can be used as bagasse to be able to generate, biochar that can be alternative form of fuel, and even actually can be used further to generate fertilizer, which is a problem, is all going to Uganda. So we are not having a vertical integration that can be able to enable an entire value chain to be developed. Why? Because of just mop-up program for buying rice from our farmers, Mr. Speaker. These are issues that I hope that the chairperson of Agriculture, the Committee on Agriculture, my brother, Mr. And Senator, Wafula, Wakoli, will be able to deal with. I know he's also very capable because he has served in this committee. I was with him in Turkana. I saw the way he was giving Senator Murango a lot of support. And now you are sitting on the seat, Senator Wafula. If this comes to you, please look at a way of addressing these 3 issues to make sure that just the same way the government has been able to enable us as a country not import maize and not import sugar. We have got no business importing rice in this country because we have got capacity of producing rice to the extent that we should be able to export and not import rice. With that, Mr. Speaker, I support this statement and thank you so much.
Senator Samson Cherargei.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. One, I want to comment on the statement of ECD teachers. Mr. Speaker, as you are aware, the ECD teachers, there was SRC scheme of service, Mr. Speaker. It is unfortunate that the scheme of service of ECD teachers across the country, including Bomet, Nandi, Kisumu, Migori, Bungoma, among other 47 counties, Mr. Speaker, they are yet to get the SRC circular. Mr. Speaker, the SRC circular was very clear, including services. For example, in Nandi, Mr. Speaker, we are doing badly, and we are the mercies of God Almighty, especially for the ECD teachers. Because, Mr. Speaker, when you look at which was supposed to be implemented in 2 phases under the SRC circular, that was in financial year 2023-2024 and financial year 2024-2025. Mr. Speaker, when you look at Nandi, they are paying ECD teachers without stipulated allowance, Mr. Speaker. This is clear violation against the ECD teachers of Nandi County, Mr. Speaker. For example, teachers who are getting special salary, teachers 18,000 for certificate qualification and 24,000 for diploma, and Mr. Speaker, 32,000 for degree program. This is below the standardized SRC, standards, you know, I'm thinking in Kenande.
Allow Senator Cherargei to be heard in silence.
Yes.
Continue thinking in
yes.
as long as you speak in the
Mr. Speaker, sorry, I am thinking in Kikalenjin and trying to translate into English. In a standardized manner, which was provided by SRC in schemes of service. ECD teachers across the country are suffering. Because even in Kisumu, I've seen a statement from my learned senior counsel on the issue of ECD teachers, Mr. Speaker. In Nandi, even in Nyamira, these governors are eating allowances meant for even ECD teachers. Mr. Speaker, where do you have a courage to eat ECD teachers' salary and allowances, Mr. Speaker? Like what is happening in Nandi, it is so shameful. Somebody even in Bomet, Mr. Speaker, where that person who is an ECD teacher is taking care of your child, which is yet know how to use toilet, know how to write, know how to talk. Mr. Speaker, which courage do you have? Mr. Speaker, I saw the human resource audit that was tabled before this House, Mr. Speaker, that most of this wage bill that is going up is because of ghost workers. Yet the rightful ECD teachers, Mr. Speaker, who should get value for the money are not being paid. You have seen Nandi, they are paying 18,000 for certificate, which is way below. They are paying 24,000 for diploma, which is way below. They are paying 32,000 for degree, Mr. Speaker, without allowances that has been provided by SRC. Mr. Speaker, if we had a functional EACC, Nandi County government, Mr. Speaker, led by governor, should have been held accountable, including Nyamira and even Kisumu, Mr. Speaker, so that our ECD teachers can get value for what they are doing. And I'm happy the Senator Ogola, who is a distinguished teacher, she is getting fired up, Mr. Speaker, because I am defending teachers, Mr. Speaker, especially the ECD teachers, Mr. Speaker. So on the issue of ECD teachers, Mr. Speaker, and also the chair of agriculture, Mr. Speaker, is a distinguished teacher, Mr. Speaker, which teaches Kiswahili Sanif, Mr. Speaker. So there are many teachers, even my teacher of law, Professor Tomo Jenda, Mr. Speaker, knows that the value of a teacher, the greatest teacher of all time is Jesus Christ, for all of us who are believers. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, on the issue by Senator Muma, because I'll just make 1 or 2 comments, I agree we have Inua Jamii program. Mr. Speaker, it is sad that most of the Wazees who have served this nation with distinction, who have sacrificed, Mr. Speaker, including in Bomet, in Kirinyaga, Kagio, Mr. Speaker, and many other areas, they are yet to be registered under Inua Jamii program. I want to request that national government administration officers, NGAO, must move with speed and ensure that all Wazee who are above 60 years, they must be registered under Inua Jamii program. I want to laud President William Ruto because nowadays, Mr. Speaker, as you are aware, Inua Jamii program beneficiaries are paid 2,000 shillings before the salary of civil servants are paid. And that is a significant point because they have sacrificed for the benefit of this nation, Mr. Speaker. So I want to appeal that we are ready as a Senate to partner with Ngao and the ministry concerned to ensure all old men and women, the vulnerable in the society, caregivers, are given opportunity, as Senator Muma has indicated in her statement. We want to take care. Mr. Speaker, they say if you want to measure a society, you see how they treat their vulnerable, not the rich or the wealthy. How we treat our vulnerable will be defined by the character and the value of a society, Mr. Speaker. Number 4, Mr. Speaker, on this issue of roads that was read by Senator Ogola, courtesy of Senator Kisii, on the issue of Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the media. I have been asking questions about this expressway. I was shocked, and I'm happy the conflict of interest law has come into force. I was shocked, Mr. Speaker, that the running of Nairobi Expressway is linked to a former president, Mr. Speaker. We want to challenge EACC now that the Conflict of Interest Act is in place. The people who are siphoning money from Expressway, we must be told what. Mr. Speaker, you remember on many occasions, we have asked, Mr. Speaker, we have asked on many occasions, how much does Expressway through Moja Express are collecting, Mr. Speaker? You were shocked that the media were exposing the real people who are stealing from Kenyans, Mr. Speaker, through this expressway. Mr. Speaker, even when you drive around, especially during rainy season, Mr. Speaker, our roads, the drainage is so poor, it is so pathetic, yet Kenya Urban Road Authority, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when you drive around Kilimani, you go to Jogo Road, Likoni Road, the back streets here in Kirinyaga, Mr. Speaker, you think you are somewhere in Karamonjong, Mr. Speaker, because the roads are very pathetic. Yet we have an agency called Kenya Urban Road Authority, Kura, read by somebody called DG Kinoti, Mr. Speaker. They must be called to order. We cannot be blaming the governor or the county government of Nairobi of poor infrastructure. Yet a lot of money is with Kura, Mr. Speaker. That is why I'm still of the position, and I wish the chair of roads was here, Mr. Speaker, that Kura and Kera must be disbanded so that that money is taken for county. We take an accountability from one shop, Mr. Speaker. Kura, there is a lot of corruption. Even if you look at this Nairobi, they only give one company to do roads in Nairobi. And that is why roads within Nairobi, within Kapsabet town, within Nandils town, within Mosoria town, within Homa Bay town, within Vihiga town, Mr. Speaker, and even Bungoma, where we were over the weekend, are in pathetic situation because they are being run by one agency. And that agency gives only to the proxy. I'm happy. The conflict of interest, and my brother, senior counsel, Senator Okongo Mugeni, who was my protege as the chair of JLAC, has enlightened me on the conflict of interest. We want these people to be fixed because they are giving their proxies, they are giving to their friends these contracts. They must be dealt with. And I hope my senior counsel will be careful as he engages on legal services across many counties, Mr. Speaker. Finally, Mr. Speaker, on the issue of Senator Murango, I agree that the issue of fertilizer, we must agree by November. Each and every Kenyan should be given opportunity to use fertilizer subsidized, Mr. Speaker. This money should be given to deserving farmers. Farmers in sugarcane, and I'm happy on God willing on Saturday we'll be in Kisumu, courtesy of Professor Senator Tom Ojenda, Mr. Speaker. I want to indicate that all farmers, the fertilized farmers, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion.
Yes. Proceed to
fertilized farmers, sorry, I'm just concluding. Mr. Speaker, we must have opportunity for all of us to access fertilizer. I am only disappointed, as expected Senator Murango, to have brought a statement on the Gazette notice of importation of rice. Yet rice in Mwea is yet to be bought. Yet rice in Nyatika is yet to be bought. Mr. Speaker, I found that Gazette notice that was issued unfair, Mr. Speaker, to the farmers of Mwea, Mr. Speaker. Farmers of Mwea, we should mob rice that is in Mwea, in Nyatika, before issuing a Gazette notice, Mr. Speaker, of importation of rice. I thought I am enriching his argument.
Take your seat. There is a point of order. Senator Murango, what is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, nadhani naunga mkono venye Senator Cherargei anaongea, lakini pia anafaa njue kwamba nilijaribu kuleta ombi lakini haikuruhusiwa na speaker. Kwa hivyo ni makosa kusema kwamba sijaleta ombi, na ndio maana sijalisoma siku ya leo, na ningeomba aweze kuweza kuongea kwa sababu nimemwambia ukweli mahali upo, Mr. Speaker.
That is point of information.
Thank you, Mr.
conclude
Speaker. In
in
conclusion,
under
in
1
30
minute,
seconds.
Senator Cherargei.
Yes,
Con-
under 1
conclude.
minute. Thank you, Senator. Mr. Speaker, and with your understanding on the number one, allow him to bring that statement so that we can canvass. Mr. Speaker, it is in bad faith to issue a gazette notice to import rice, for example. Yet we have a lot of rice in Mwea. Farmers are not selling. Yet we have in Nyatike, Mr. Speaker. And I hope there is no gazette notice to import sugarcane again. And a hero in Kisumu, Mr. Speaker. I hope there is no intention of importing maize or even sugarcane, Mr. Speaker, because it will kill the spirit and the soul of farmers. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I support.
Now, honorable members, the 15 minutes that I had allowed for comments on statements is over. I will allow Senator Professor Tomo Jenda to read his statements, and we will not be able to comment because we are out of the time allowed for comments on statements.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have 5 statements this afternoon. The first statement is on project identification in Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the project identification, criteria, and implementation status in Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, while the county government has in recent financial years allocated portions of its development budget to project identification at the ward level, residents and local leaders have increasingly expressed concern over the transparency, equity, and overall effectiveness of this process. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the total number of development projects undertaken by the county government of Kisumu from 2021 to 2022 to date, disaggregated by ward, including the responsible implementing departments. 2, the criteria and procedures used to identify and prioritize projects at the ward level and whether the criteria consistently applied across all the 35 wards. 3, whether public participation forums were held in each ward prior to project selection and budgeting, including how the community views were documented and incorporated into the final decisions. 4, the current implementation status of ward level projects, including details on any stalled, incomplete, or low-impact projects identified in audit or department reports. And lastly, the oversight framework applied by the County Assembly of Kisumu, internal audit committees, and county budget and economic fora to ensure fair distribution and accountability to ward-level development planning. Mr. Speaker, my second statement is on the status of digitization, collection, and accountability of on-source revenue in Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the matter of county-wide concern regarding the digitization, collection efficiency, and financial accountability mechanisms governing on-source revenue in Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, the county government of Kisumu generates substantial on-source revenue through markets, parking fees, liquor and trade licensing, building permits, property rates, and cess on agricultural produce and transportation. Despite public projections estimating annual collection of Kenya shillings 1.2 billion, audit concerns persist regarding irregularities in revenue collection, leakage through cash-based transactions, and underreporting across wards and sub-counties. There is limited clarity on whether the county has fully transitioned to digital revenue collection platforms, integrated the National Treasury's IFMIS and the e-citizen framework as required by the PFM Regulations 2015 and in line with the Presidential Directive on Unified National Payment Gateways. Moreover, Mr. Speaker, market vendors and small-scale traders continue to report challenges including multiple levies and unreceipted collections by unauthorized agents, particularly in informal trade and transport sectors. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the total amount of on-source revenue collected by Kisumu County in each of the last 3 financial years, disaggregated by revenue source and sub-county. 2, the extent to which Kisumu County has transitioned to fully cashless, digitized on-source revenue collection systems integrated with IFMIS and e-citizen platforms. 3, the safeguards in place to detect and eliminate revenue leakages, the use of parallel receipt books, and the operations of unauthorized revenue collection agents, especially in markets, border stages, bus parks, and urban cess points. 4, the internal audit mechanisms governing daily, weekly, and monthly revenue reconciliation, and whether such audits are made public and are subject to external verification. And lastly, the steps taken to promote equity, transparency, predictability in the assessment and enforcement of county taxes, rates, levies applicable to small traders, vendors, and transport sectors. My third statement, Mr. Speaker, is on youth engagement programs and delayed payments to community contractors in Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the status of youth engagement programs and delayed payments to community contractors in the county. Kisumu County has over the years implemented temporary employment initiatives targeting youth empowerment, kazi kwa vijana. These include urban cleanup exercises, solid waste management, drainage maintenance, urban greening, particularly in Manyata, Nyalenda, Kondele, and Milimani, and Market Milimani wards. While these programs have created short-term job opportunities and basic service contracts for hundreds of young people, many of these groups remain unpaid for work completed as back as 2022-23 financial year. In the statement, the committee should, one, address the total number of youth-led and community-based groups engaged by Kisumu County under urban cleanup, greening, and labor-based public work programs from 2022-23 financial year to date. Two, the reasons behind the delays in disbursing payments and the total amount owed to these groups or individuals, including a breakdown of payments that are pending, delayed, or under dispute. Three, whether the county government of Kisumu has established clear and transparent frameworks for engaging and compensating youth in such public work programs, including the use of written contracts, defined payment timelines, and grievance redress mechanism. Lastly, the measures put in place by the Ministry of Labour and Youth Affairs in coordination with the county government to resolve delayed payments and ensure sustainability of youth economic empowerment initiatives in the county. Mr. Speaker, my second last statement is on the status of conservation and sustainable utilization of the Dunga wetland and Lake Victoria shoreline in Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the status of conservation, land use regulation, and sustainable utilization of Dunga wetland and the adjoining Lake Victoria shoreline within Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Dunga wetland, part of the broader Lake Victoria Basin ecosystem, is a vital environmental and economic asset situated along the Kisumu Port Corridor. It plays a critical role in flood regulation, biodiversity support, and community livelihoods, especially through small-scale fishing, boat tourism, and informal trade. However, recent developments point to worsening degradation of the wetland caused by unregulated waste dumping and controlled land use and environmental encroachment. These issues, Mr. Speaker, threaten the wetlands' ecological balance and the sustainability of Kisumu's blue economy. In the statement, the committee should, one, address the current status of conservation planning for the Dunga wetland and the Lake Victoria shoreline, including the existence and the legal status of any gazetted land use or zoning frameworks approved by NEMA. Two, the interventions undertaken by Kisumu County Government in collaboration with relevant national agencies to regulate waste disposal, sanitation, and structural development along Dunga waterfront and wetland areas. Third, any ongoing or planned public education campaigns or livelihood support programs aimed at assisting informal traders and small-scale service providers to transition to more sustainable and environmentally compliant operations. Four, the role of the Kenya Ports Authority and the Ministry of Environment in protecting ecologically sensitive areas adjacent to the Kisumu port in alignment with Kenya's commitment under the East African Blue Economy Strategy. And lastly, the existence and implementation status of any long-term ecological monitoring or wetland restoration program and the extent to which local communities, including beach management units, BMUs, and environmental youth groups have been involved in its design and execution. Mr. Speaker, my last statement is on the status and utilization of donor-funded medical equipment in Kisumu County hospitals. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the status and operational utilization of donor-funded medical equipment and related infrastructure in public hospitals in Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, over the past several years, Kisumu County has benefited from significant investment in health infrastructure through support from the national government and development partners. These include, Mr. Speaker, the Managed Equipment Services, MES program, the Global Fund, and the Gavi Alliance. Through these programs, Mr. Speaker, critical medical equipment has been supplied to health centers across the county. Despite these efforts, however, the Auditor General's report of September 2024 flagged major underutilization of equipment in several facilities. For instance, Mr. Speaker, Chulaimbo Sub-County Hospital reportedly remains underutilized despite the 10.8 million having been spent on maternity and rehabilitation program. Mr. Speaker, at Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, TRH, highly specialized equipment such as endoscopy machines, mammography units, cryotherapy units, and chemotherapy beds remain largely idle due to human resource shortages, with critical services reportedly reliant on a single oncologist. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following. One, the type and total number of medical equipment and infrastructure supplied to public hospitals in Kisumu County under the MES program, the Global Fund and Gavi program since 2022, including the recipient facilities. Two, the current operational status of each equipment and facility, whether functional, idle, out of service, or in need of repair. Three, the availability and deployment of trained personnel, particularly medical specialists, to operate the equipment in each facility. Four, the existing frameworks for maintenance, insurance, and technical support for the equipment, including information on any standing service contracts. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, measures being undertaken by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the county government to ensure the full and effective utilization of donor-funded medical equipment and infrastructure. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Professor Tom Agenda. Honorable members, I had directed that I'm not going to allow any additional comments on the statements read out. Because of that reason, I know there are so many members who've actually requested. We are out of time for comments on statements, and we will not comment on them. We will proceed to the order paper. I will defer order number 8, that is the Technopolis Bill, National Assembly Bill number 6 of 2024, and order number 9, the Tobacco Control Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 35 of 2024. Clerk, call the next order.
Order number 10, motion, reports of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on its inquiry into the state of markets in Vihiga and Bungoma counties arising from a statement sought by Senator Godfrey Osotsi, MP, and Senator David Wakoli, MP. Resumption of debate.
Honorable members, this is a resumption of debate. That was a motion that was adjourned in our last sitting, and when the House rose, Senator Okongo Mogeni had 17 minutes remaining for him to conclude. You may conclude. You need not do the 17 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my time ran out when I was giving an example of what the situation looks like, the situation in one of my markets in Nyansiongo. Because, Mr. Speaker, just to recap, the committee that was tasked with the statement that was sought by the two senators was looking at the functionality and availability of services for our residents in our counties. Mr. Speaker, the situation is deplorable in virtually all our markets in the country. I was giving you, Mr. Speaker, the case of Nyansiongo Market, which is on a major highway, Mr. Speaker. When, before my time ran out, Mr. Speaker, I just pointed out the fact that we don't have water, there's no electricity connected in that market, there are no toilets. So you don't understand, Mr. Speaker, on what basis do our counties collect rates from traders? Because, Mr. Speaker, if I'm paying you rates, it means I'm paying you because you are providing some service to me. Mr. Speaker, you know that I'm told, I don't have the statistics, but I'm told that even for Nairobi County, Mr. Speaker, the highest revenue comes from around Gekomba and Isili. But have you tried to go to Isili and look at the state of the roads? I had my good friend Senator Cherogei blaming, is it Kenya Urban Roads Authority? But what is the work of the governor of Nairobi? What is the work of the governor of Nairobi? Rates are paid. The traders in Gekomba, the traders in Isili, they pay rates to the governor of Nairobi. Mr. Speaker, if you read the Constitution, and I'm happy Senator Mandago is here, he's a former governor. If you read our Constitution, there is, in the 6th schedule, there is a paragraph that says one of the devolved functions include county roads, Mr. Speaker. So if you say that the roads in Isili, the roads in Gekomba should be done by Kenya Urban Roads Authority, what is the work of the governor of Nairobi, Mr. Speaker? And the misfortune that we are facing as counties, Mr. Speaker, is that our governors believe that when you are told that you fix a road, maram the road. They have never, become ambitious enough to say that they can also tarmac roads like our, national government. Do you know, in the run-up to the elections in 2022-2023, and I'm saying this with a lot of sadness, a road from Tinga, in my county in Nyamira, Tinga to a hospital in Igenaitambe, was marammed at a cost of 50 million, Mr. Speaker. If you go there today, this day, Mr. Speaker, 31st of July, we have again brought another contractor to again maram the road. Surely, does it mean in this country we don't have brains? That every 2 financial years we are spending 50 million to maram a road, whereas we can tarmac 2 kilometers per financial year at a cost of 35 million shillings. We need something drastic from NEMA, Mr. Speaker. Let NEMA inspect our markets, and I will challenge them to go to a few markets in my county, Mr. Speaker. Let them go to a market at Ikonge. There is no water connectivity. Piped water connected to toilets, none, Mr. Speaker. Now, if you get waterborne diseases in some of these cities, it will wipe out so many people from those counties, Mr. Speaker. If you go to a market like Kebirigo, Mr. Speaker, we do, the trade of selling cows along the highway, the Kisii, Nyamira, Ikonge highway. We don't have a designated market. If you go to Kebirigo market on a Tuesday, Mr. Speaker, cows are being sold on the roadside, Mr. Speaker. Just imagine if a truck lost control and rammed into traders in that market, it will be a disaster. You go to Ikonge, our last market before we connect with our neighbors in Kericho, cows are being sold by the roadside, Mr. Speaker. What is my good friend, the governor of Nyamira, doing? He has been in office 13 years, since the birth of devolution. Governor Amos has been the face of devolution in Nyamira, Mr. Speaker. But there is no designated market for us to sell our cows in Kebirigo, in Ikonge, Mr. Speaker. Garbage collection. Mr. Speaker, I don't know where money being given to us by Floka is going, Mr. Speaker. And I think, Mr. Speaker, it's high time that we commissioned committees in all our 47 counties, different committees, not just SIPAC or the committee chaired my good friend Ososi. We need committee, even the Committee of Environment, let it go to our counties and audit the sanitation situation in our counties, Mr. Speaker. You go to Keroka, and Keroka is a famed market, Mr. Speaker, shared on one side by Nyamira, 3/4 is on Nyamira, Mr. Speaker. You go to Keroka, Mr. Speaker, there is garbage all over, Mr. Speaker. Yet Floka is giving us money to improve sanitation in our counties, Mr. Speaker. Can you imagine the shame we are carrying as people of Nyamira, Senator Cheragei? Nyamira is one of the only 3 counties, 3, in the entire Republic of Kenya, only 3, Mr. Speaker, that have not connected piped water to even one household. Can you imagine, Mr. Speaker, that in the county of Nyamira, we are only among the 3 counties where no citizen has walked to the county government of Nyamira, applied and paid to be connected with piped water. Can you imagine, Mr. Speaker? Whereas in Nairobi, in Kiambu, in Muranga, citizens go and pay, and the county governments connect them with piped water, Mr. Speaker. We must have a serious conversation. Why did the Constitution say that water as a function is devolved if we cannot connect our people with piped water, Mr. Speaker? The other day I was at home, Mr. Speaker, and I met a delegation from one of the wards. I think that was from Nyansiongo ward, Mr. Speaker. And they were giving me an example that the county government came, drilled a borehole, then they disappeared. No electricity connected, there is no tank, no water pump, and the most critical aspect is to connect water. Senator Cheragei, you have piped water in your house, in Nairobi, Murango you do. That's what we want our people to have also, Mr. Speaker. When you drill a borehole, Mr. Speaker, you should connect the pipes to homes, put meters, and challenge the consumers to pay you fees for water consumption. But if you just drill a borehole and leave it there, and the wananchi are not getting services, Mr. Speaker, what value is devolution to our people? So I am asking the committee, if you want to go and see for yourselves, and I'm going to urge one of the committees to visit you go to a place called Nyando Chibere in Nyansiongo ward. A borehole has been drilled, but no value. The auditor tells you no value for money because the water has not been connected to homes, Mr. Speaker. You go to again another borehole in Kituru Masaba, drilled, but there is no connection to homes. Lighting. I can see the committee say they went to various markets and they confirmed that there is no lighting. That is the norm. In some of our counties, Mr. Speaker, a market called Isinta in North Mogrango. That is the constituency of my good friend, Governor Nyaribo, Mr. Speaker. We have street lights, but I'm told the county government of Nyamira has not paid electricity bills, Mr. Speaker. So the street lights are installed, but they don't bring any benefits to the people. Because the only way you can benefit from electricity is if at late hours of the day, they can be switched on and you continue doing trade, maybe up to 9 p.m., Mr. Speaker. But we are not getting these benefits, so, Mr. Speaker. So we really want to appeal to our good friends, our governors. Please, please, don't shame devolution. Kenyans had a dream of devolving power and resources and services, Mr. Speaker. The only way you can make Kenyans to be proud of devolution, Mr. Speaker, is if you provide these services, Mr. Speaker, to our people, especially the poor traders, Mr. Speaker, in our markets. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I hope this committee, Mr. Speaker, can pick, let's even pick 3 counties, and I will wish Nyamira to be one of them, Mr. Speaker. We do a visit to our market, Mr. Speaker. We do a report, And then we come and name and shame the ones who are not performing, Mr. Speaker. Because let the people know, let the people who represent know how the performance of some of these governors are. And we bring facts here, Mr. Speaker, and we send senators who are impartial, who come from the counties, not where some of us come from, and they do a report. But it's a shame, Mr. Speaker, to speak of a situation in the 21st century, Mr. Speaker, where we have markets that have no toilets, Mr. Speaker. We have markets that are not connected to any sewer system, Mr. Speaker. We have markets where there is no arrangement on garbage collection. The other day, somebody was giving me an example, Mr. Speaker, of what happens in most of these European countries. Mr. Speaker, if you go to a town in Europe, you walk in the streets, Mr. Speaker, and you find points where you can drink water free. Free, Mr. Speaker, and you are told it's clean, safe water. Can any, yeah, he's telling me of Zurich, Mr. Speaker, clean water in the streets. Tell me, Mr. Speaker, any county in this beautiful country of ours called Kenya, where a governor has put clean drinking water available to traders who are paying rates to our county government. There is none, Mr. Speaker. If it can be done out there, Mr. Speaker, why not in our 47 counties, Mr. Speaker? I hope our governors, as we go to the devolution conference in Homa Bay, they can reflect, Mr. Speaker, on what impact devolution has had on the people who reside in our counties. Otherwise, if we don't do that, Mr. Speaker, we would have killed the dream of devolution. So I support this report by the Committee of Devolution, but hope that we can, you know, take some decisive action going forward so that we can have a situation where traders, at the end of the day, when they close, their garbage is collected by the county government, where there is deliberate effort to have to fix toilets for traders, where piped water can be connected to our markets for traders, so that there is value for the rates that our citizens in our counties pay to our governors. Otherwise, there should never be taxation without representation. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Senator Wakoli Wafula. Senator Wakoli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to discuss the matter of markets as indicated in the order paper, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I happened to join the Committee of Devolution at that time. I was an active member of the Devolution Committee headed by Senator Abbas. We were with Senator Catherine Muma. In that tour of the Western Belt, we had Senator Osotsi, and we equally had Senator Young Youthful Leader, Senator Oburu Odinga. Honorable Speaker, the situation in these counties of keen interest was not in order, Honorable Speaker. I want to delve in Bungoma County, Honorable Speaker, as the host senator at that time, to indicate that we visited the Chebukube market in Bungoma, Honorable Speaker. At that time, Honorable Speaker, the facility did not have clean and sustained water supply. And the traders at that time indicated that the cost of water was very high compared to the water they were consuming, Honorable Speaker. And it reached a position or a situation where they had to stop using that meter because of the high cost of water. Honorable Speaker, from that we went to Bukembe Market, Honorable Speaker. The market did not have a fence, the drainage was poor, the toilet facilities were pathetic, and Honorable Speaker, the storage area was not conducive for the business people of Bukembe. And as we speak, Honorable Speaker, the government of the day promised our good people of Bukembe that it will put a little resources to ensure that they also enjoy benefits like other Kenyans. So far, Honorable Speaker, the scenario has not changed, and the people expect that the county government of Bungoma ups its game based on the taxes they give and the support from the national government. Honorable Speaker, the situation is not any different. If you go to a market like Mayanja, Mianga, Kapkatenyi, Honorable Speaker, Kapkatenyi, Honorable Speaker, captures the people of Mount Elgon, the people of Sirisia, the people of Kapchai. That market, Honorable Speaker, has numbers of traders, but the toilet facilities are pathetic. The water supply in Kapkatenyi is not enough, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the environment within which the market operates is not conducive for the taxpayer, Honorable Speaker, to do their business. And as you will see the recommendation of the committee, it is demanding that these places up their game and the county government do the best they can. A market in Kandui, Honorable Speaker, called Dorof is equally in dire need of attention. Honorable Speaker, what we are simply saying, that the Committee for Devolution in itself has the desire to see change. But this change can equally be seen if this whole House takes a drastic measure to ensure that when governors come to committees, park, pick, and line committees, Honorable Speaker, people should stop playing games with these committees, Honorable Speaker. Because when you look at the taxes that these towns give versus the services the markets receive, Honorable Speaker, is immoral for us as a Senate to say that the county governments, wherever we come from, are doing justice to the traders of the counties we come from. And I want to beseech honorable senators, moving forward in these other committees that you are not members in, when your governors come to visit specific committees, kindly create time and attend yourself and raise concerns that other members will not want to raise because of their comfort or because they have not been pinched by the suffering of our people, Honorable Speaker. Some of the markets, Honorable Speaker, have no lights. The solar lights have been vandalized, the electricity lights are not working, and those of the electricity lights, the bills are so high that the county government cannot support. If I want to be in particular, Mateka has electricity lights and solar lights. Some of them are not working. When you go to Maini, there are lights there, solar are working, others are not working. Kibingei market, the same. Kamkuyo market, the same. When you go to Maliki, the same. Honorable Speaker, what we are saying is I think we need to audit markets and to ensure that if county governments cannot call a place a market, then they should not bedevil residents of those places, pushing them to pay taxes for services they are not receiving. And if you look at various markets in this country, Honorable Speaker, you will realize like a market in Nalondo, the residents of those areas literally refuse to pay taxes because there are no sanitation, there is no water, there is no light, and therefore for a few months they have not been paying taxes. So we have to up our game, Honorable Speaker, and push our county governments to plow back what they receive from the taxpayers' money so that Kenyans can concentrate in doing business, in investing, knowing that the markets they are in will definitely be improved by county governments that appreciate their soil and toil. And as I conclude, Honorable Speaker, a matter has been mentioned in various towns and markets of this country, that people just wake up in the morning, issue a circular in the evening, and the following day they are racing down structures of small traders, juakalis, who have equally been paying taxes to the county governments of this republic. They must be sensitive to the lives of these people. Some of these people have taken loans from merry-go-rounds, and it is not in order for county government to raise their businesses down. They are not even giving these people grants. They are not giving these people loans. They are not making water available. They are not ensuring security is there. And we call these people a county government, or we have ministers, or we have market officials. Honorable Speaker, it is high time that the Senate of the Republic of Kenya looks very, very keenly in the management of markets. And as per now, Honorable Speaker, you realize that we have emerging zones or areas now called municipalities. Now, if markets are not, they are not able to manage markets and trading centers, will they be able to manage municipalities? Getting billions from World Bank. How are people participating in ensuring that the municipalities and the markets within municipalities are up to standard? Honorable Speaker, I look at municipalities and markets as a cash cow of a few people in this country. And we must raise to the occasion and fight for the common trader, the common mamamboga, the common boda, the common retailer in our markets to ensure as they do business, they enjoy doing business and paying taxes to Kenyans. For those few remarks, I want to support the report, and I also want to encourage Honorable Sotsi also to tell Kenyans what we saw in Vihiga, what the people are crying of, what the people are pleading the Senate to do, because they believe in Senate, they believe in our capacity, and we assured them that we will work with them to make our counties great again. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support the report.
Thank you, Senator Wafula. Your last comment, I hope, was not bordering on influencing the comments that Senator Osotsi will say as regards the report on the county that you referred to. But we'll wait and hear. Senator Olekina, it's your turn to comment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the report by the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations in as far as their reaction to the two statements sought by two distinguished senators in this Senate, that is Senator Wakoli and Senator of Vihiga. Mr. Speaker, it is embarrassing, and I have to begin by saying it is absolutely ludicrous when it comes to a point where the people we fight so much for, the county governments, to be able to get money, end up collecting on-source revenue. But when they collect on-source revenue, they don't convert that money into services, leading to boycotts by traders because of lack of basic services like sanitation, water, security in their markets. Mr. Speaker, it really begs the question, why are we here then? Why are we fighting for these traders? Why are we fighting for these county governments? To make money, to get money. Every so often, when we have business in the order paper that revolves around division of revenue, all of us are here. And we are diligent in making sure that we fight for our counties to get money. Mr. Speaker, I don't know when we are going to teach these governors to run counties as if they are businesses. They need to get business 101. When you talk about business, you have to look for profit. And the only way you can make profit is by ensuring that you've got the following factors. One, you've got your environment of business being perfect. Number two, you've got the after-sales, services. Now, in this case, you expect traders to be able to collect money to pay you taxes. But you don't give a hoot about their toilets. You don't give a hoot about their security. Where are we going? Sometimes I wonder whether we just do things for the sake of doing them to appear as if we are doing. One of my biggest pet peeves, Mr. Speaker, has got to do with constructions of markets by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, yet with this program funded by the national government, but the markets are not being utilized and they are not being completed. A couple of days ago, I raised a serious concern with the powers that be, including also the Ministry of Housing, that in Narok County, we spend 1.3 billion shillings from the national government. Two markets were built, one in a place called Suswa. I'm sure you know Suswa. The next one was in Tulele. We went there with the president and launched those markets. But until today, those markets have not been operational. When I sit here and I listen to the problems of Luanga, and I listen to the problems of Vihiga and
what do you call this county that my friend comes from? Bungoma. I say, we have different problems. The problems that I have now for Narok County is that the markets were completed, the markets are good, it's only small things, stalls being put in, people being allocated for the traders to live in good conditions. It is like we are cursed, Mr. Speaker. We like to operate in very shoddy environments. On Tuesday and Saturday, if you take the road to Narok, you'll be shocked. On Wednesday, if you take the road to Narok, you'll be shocked. In Suswa, people, you know, it's like it's littered with a bunch of people, traders on the road, yet there's a beautiful market, which is just a white elephant project there. It's embarrassing. You know, I'm livid. I want to see things change. You call, you make noise, you raise concerns, you know, but sometimes you're just like, what are we doing? You see a toilet being constructed, and it goes 2 financial years. The county needs to lift, it needs to pull up its socks when it comes to the issue of completing projects. The national government also must do the same. Because why do we spend 1.3 billion shillings to put up 2 beautiful markets? And then there's a wrangle between a few people on who is going to be the trader there. Then why did we build them in the first place? So, Mr. Speaker, these are the kind of things that we need to investigate. You know, I appreciate the work done by this committee, but does it stop here? Does it become a motion where we sit down? When I came here to this Senate, I was told that Parliament pronounces itself through motions and bills. So this motion, we must pronounce ourselves. We must follow through. You know, I really would have loved to see us having an implementation committee. So that implementation committee, when we move a motion like this one, trying to make life easy for our citizens, that committee will run with it. But now, because we are left with the committee self-implementing, I want to beseech the Committee on International Intergovernmental, what you call devolution and intergovernmental relations, to take the resolution of this Senate and run with it. Please come to Narok. Go to the Ministry of Housing. Ask P.S. Hinga what is happening. Why are we not completing these 2 markets in Narok? Move from there, go to Bomet. See the conditions. Whatever resolution we come up with, go to Vihiga and Busia. Sit down. Let us consult. The moment we consult is the moment we can be able to move forward. If the problem is selecting traders, let those ones who are there first, when it comes to the issue of Narok, let them go in first and then the rest can follow suit. This is a matter that determines legacies. This is a matter that tells us whether this government is working or not. I want to drum up support for things that are concluded, but I don't want to do things halfway. So when I heard that this committee was investigating this issue because of the statements by my 2 colleagues, I wish I had also raised my statement, but I chose to call the ministry and say, please, leave that ministry, go to that place and make sure those markets are working. Finish those toilets. Because if you don't do that, today, traders in Luanga have boycotted. They have said we will not pay taxes. Tomorrow, it will be traders in Kirinyaga saying we will not pay taxes. Even if in Wasingishu they bought a beautiful AC plant to be able to fix their roads. And I think the first person who bought that one was the chairperson of health. You know, I don't know whether it was him, but I just saw a new one coming up the other day. You know, we want to see those kind of services where we are fixing our roads. Why do we have to still behave as if we are living in the 19th century? Mr. Speaker, today we had a session with the ambassador of South Korea. And one of the things that he said, which really struck so deep is that South Korea is such a small country. You can take South Korea and fit it into Kenya 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have the same population as we have here, around 56 million people. But guess what? They are doing so much better than we are. In fact, he was telling us with the speaker that your country is so good that if you guys just have a few foreign direct investors here, you can bypass us because we don't have external threats. In South Korea, North Korea is threatening them on the border. The other side, China. The other side, Japan. And they're still struggling. Everybody now here, in fact, I think if I look around, you'll see every senator here having a phone from South Korea. You know, because they care about their surrounding. You know, they care about their environment. We need to start caring about our towns. We need to start working. Every so often, Mr. Speaker, we talk about not having jobs. You know, lack of jobs. These markets we are talking about, if you give these youth who are here, give them some little money. You know, like now I'll go back to that, I think it was called the Hustler Fund. You buy a crusher, you buy cabro making machines, you give these youth, you tell them go to Luanda, fix that market, and then you give others metal, tell them, these are welding machines, make stalls. You will not have Gen Zs on the street saying we are jobless because everybody is going to be busy working. I want us to start thinking like entrepreneurs. I want when you sit here, the younger generation will want to emulate you. They'd want to say, when I grow up, I want to be like Senator Cherargei, because he's not only being a legislator, but he is becoming a farmer. You know, one of the facts that maybe a lot of people don't know about Senator Cherargei, you know, that maybe you need to know, is that this young man was once a milk hoarder, you know, trader. He used to work, actually a hawker. He used to move from one home to another selling milk. And look at him now. He's a senator of Nandi. Now, if we don't fix our markets today, is it the next generation who are going to be jobless? Are they the ones who are going to find money to come and fix those markets? Senator Otsotsi, our good friend from Busia, not Busia, but not Vihiga, this Wakoli is from where? From Bungoma. Just say it something which I want to repeat here. That when these governors come to these oversight committees, can we please take them to task? I want to plead with you, Senator from Vihiga. Stop entertaining those governors here. Let's go to our counties. So when we are carrying out the oversight, we can actually walk around, we can go to those markets and shame them. Every day we keep on fighting about how much should go to counties, but we are just literally ticking a box. So I appreciate the sentiments of Senator Wakoli by saying we need to take these governors to task. When we read these reports, I think was it the day before yesterday that the majority leader laid before the Senate all the Auditor General reports of all our counties. Take them. Go down, go up there. Now, with this committee, you need to start thinking outside the box. Okay? Do things completely unorthodox. Don't follow the script. Go and say, okay, how much money was given to you to do these markets? You know, what have you done with them? Let us now start thinking on how we can scrutinize the budgets. Project-based budgets. There are softwares now. You can go and say, okay, this is your budget, yeah? Let's pull this budget out. Who are the suppliers? Let's follow the suppliers. Every one of them. Did you supply these things? Yes, if they did supply, they paid taxes. We can follow through. You follow the money trail. And by doing so, we will bring change to this country. But today we will not bring change because so long as there's a budget, Even before that budget has been implemented, some other people go and sit down and say, we need a supplementary. So, you negate the importance of your annual development plan, your county integrated development plan. So you just come up from nowhere and start saying, let us do this. We'll do that. We need a supplementary budget. I would rather you say, we budgeted for this. We did not have the funds to be able to develop this market. But in the next financial year, we will follow through. What we did not finish, we complete. I would rather you sit down, you carry out public participation, and engage the citizens on the importance of planning. By so doing, we will change our country. I want to beseech my brothers and sisters from both sides of the aisle that it is about time that we start looking at how we change our economy. Every so often we talked about bills here. Yesterday we were talking about, economy versus health. Earlier today we were talking about issues of Thange. And I'm so happy that the Cabinet Secretary of Health has decided that he's not going to play any politics anymore, that enough is enough. He's going to make sure that under Section 118 of the Public Health Act, he issues an order. He makes sure that Kenya Pipeline Corporation fixes the problems. The last time Section 118 of the Public Health Act was implemented was during COVID. If you read the law properly, you will see that that section of the law defines what is a public nuisance. And health, markets being dilapidated, being dirty with no toilets, that's a nuisance. So we just need to be holistic in our approach to solving problems, and we will see this country going further. But Mr. Speaker, if we don't do that, these young people who are watching us here deliberate on issues, on the problems that we have as a country, we will come back here. They will be here. And if you read the Hansard, in 10 years' time, when I'm no longer in this Senate, and a young man who is watching me here is sitting here, he'll be saying the same thing that Senator Ledamo Lekena was saying. So let us have a way of not just ticking boxes, but actually making sure that we follow through. And I do hope that Senator of Vihiga and Senator of Bungoma, you will not just raise a statement and you end here. Let us go and implement. Let us all go there, join those traders, because there's really no sense in you charging traders taxes and you don't even bring them simple things as water. Mr. Speaker, I support.
Senator James Murango.
Asante sana Mstahiki Spika. Kwanza ningetaka kuhusishwa na kuunga mkono ripoti ambayo iletwa na kamati ya ugatuzi, na niseme ya kwamba soko ama masoko ni kiungo muhimu sana wakati tunapofikiria juu ya kuweza kufanya maendeleo nchini. Lakini Mstahiki Spika, pia mahali nimetoka Kirinyaga kuna changamoto ya soko moja ambayo inaitwa soko la Kutus, ambapo wale wakala ambao wanauza ng'ombe na kuku walitolewa mahali walikuwa wanauzia kuku zao, wamepelekwa mahali pengine shambani, hamna choo, hauna maji safi ya kunywa, na hata ni kama shamba tu. Na tukizingatia sana ni kwamba mahali wanauzia wale ng'ombe imepakana na chuo kikuu cha Kirinyaga. Lakini Mstahiki Spika, swali ambao najiuliza ni kwa nini basi wale wakala ambao wanauza ng'ombe katika soko la Kutus wanaendelea kutozwa kondi na gatuzi la Kirinyaga, na huduma zenye wanafaa kupata wapati. Mstahiki Spika, Mstahiki Spika, wakati mangavana anachaguliwa, mojawapo ya kigezo ni kwamba lazima uwe na shahada lazima uwe umesoma. Lakini nimekuja kugundua ya kwamba pia kuna wengine wanashindwa na mambo ambayo hafai kushindwa nayo. Na ndio maana nimekuja kugundua ya kwamba hata vyuo vikuu vina wajinga, ndio maana kuna mtihani. Kwa sababu Mr. Speaker, jambo kidogo sana kama ya kujenga choo. Unapata gavana mzima umekaa pale miaka si hamba, bado wafanyabiashara wanaumia. Na wakati unaenda kusema kwamba unataka kupewa kura, na tulizunguka, ni mambo mengi sana uliahidi wale wakazi, na ndio wakakuchagua. Mr. Speaker, unajua sisi kamati ambazo tulizoko hapa, nataka niunge mkono mambo ambayo imesemwa na Orekina.
Senator Mandago, what's your point of order? Take your seat, Senator Murango.
Asante sana Mr. Speaker. Nimesimama kulingana na kanuni zetu za kudumu 105. Je, ni sahihi Seneta wa Kirinyaga, Senator Murango, kusema mtihani ambazo zinafanyishwa wanafunzi kwenye vyuo vikuu ni kwa sababu kuna wajinga katika vyuo vyetu vya masomo? Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Senator Murango, could you expound on that point of order? Give him the microphone, clerk. Use the next, or cross over to the dispatch, Senator Murango. Now you have the microphone. You may proceed.
Asante sana Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, katika Kiswahili kuna misemo ambayo inaitwa nahau katika Kiswahili. Na wakati nahau hutumika mahali ambapo unataka kumaanisha kitu kile huwezi kumaanisha moja kwa moja. Na ndio ningetaka kumwambia Senator mwenzangu ni kwamba si kumaanisha kwamba watoto wanafanyishwa mtihani ndio wapimwe ujinga. Hapana Mr. Speaker. Ni kama tu kusema kuna kupepeta ipoe na kupepeta iwake. Katika Kiswahili mimi na pepeta iwake. Nadhani akitaka kujua zaidi tutaonana kando niweze kumfunza kidogo Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, nilikuwa nasema ya kwamba nimeona wafanyabiashara wakiumia na wanatozwa kodi katika soko ambalo halina huduma Mr. Speaker. Lakini pia zile kamati tuko nazo hapa hatufai kuwa sisi kila wakati si walalamishi. Na kwa sababu kesi ya nyani huishia shambani, wale magavana mahali watakuja baadaye ni hapa katika jumba la Seneti. Kwa hivyo sisi ndio tunafaa tukate kauli na tuondoke tuende tukatafute na tuangalie zile kazi zinafanywa na pesa ambazo wanapewa wale magavana. Mr. Speaker, katika kamati yetu ambayo ni ya mazingira tuliweza kwenda Busia siku moja kuangalia tetesi ambayo ilikuwa imeletwa hapa na Senator wa Busia Omtata, ambalo ni bwawa ambao lilikuwa limechimbwa na takribani milioni 24. Ukiangalia katika zile stakabadhi ambazo tulikuwa tumeletewa pale katika kamati tukiwa tumekaa hapa Seneti, na ukifika kule mashinani kuangalia ile kazi ilikuwa imefanyika, zilikuwa vitu viwili tofauti sana. Mr. Speaker, mwenye ako na ujuzi, hata kama ni mkulima ungejua kwamba kile tulipata kule hata milioni 5 haingeisha kuchimba kwa sababu ilikuwa ni shimo, haikuwa ni mbwawa. Lakini tulipoletewa stakabadhi zilikuwa zinametameta, zilikuwa tamu kusoma, lakini ukiangaliwa jedwali na zile matumizi yalikuwa ambayo ilikuwa imenakiliwa katika zile stakabadhi ni kwamba walikuwa wametumia milioni 24. Kwa hivyo Mr. Speaker, kinachosemwa hapa na ukienda mashinani vitu mbili tofauti kabisa Mheshimiwa Speaker. Na ningeambia pia gavana kwamba wakati tunaomba kura ni vizuri pia vile tunaambia wananchi tufanye. Kawaida wananchi ndio wanatupandisha ngazi. Na unajua anayempandisha mwenziwe ngazi ndio upigwa mateke menoni, kwa sababu wewe ndio uko chini mtu anapopanda. Na wakifika kule juu wakati mwingi wanakula matunda, wananchi wanapata maganda. Mr. Speaker, sioni haki ya kulipiwa ama kwenda kule unalipia funduma ambazo unjazipata. Na nikimalizia Mr. Speaker ni kwamba katika shinda tulizo nazo pia inatupa taswira ya kufikiria sana hata wananchi wakati wanafanya uchaguzi, kwa sababu ukitia chui zizini hakuna siku utaishi na majuto. Kwa hivyo tunapochagua watu kwa sababu maybe kwa sababu ya sura, maybe kwa sababu ya sura, wakati mwingine kwa sababu ya atuangalii maneno, tumendanganywa, tunakuja kupatwa na vitu kama hizi, kwa sababu lile soko limekuwa hapo sasa kwa miaka zaidi ya 10. Na naona ya kwamba tutafika mwaka 2027 wale wafanyakazi na wakala wa ng'ombe pale bado watakuwa wanataambika. Mr. Speaker, lakini katika kamati tunazokaa, shinda ambao tunayopata wakati tunajaribu kufanya kazi yetu ni gani? Ni kwa sababu kila wakati tunapoita mangavana waweze kujibu, tunapata sababu. Atasema ni mgonjwa, atasema amesafiri, na sisi tunakaa kama hatuna majibu, hatuna jawabu. Kwa hivyo kama pia tungeweza kutengeneza sheria ambapo gavana akiitwa, kama leo Mr. Speaker, tulikuwa tunafaa katika kamati ambayo nakaa ya mazingira kuwa na gavana mmoja kutoka Bungoma. Yeye ndo alipeana tarehe ya leo atakuja katika kamati. Leo ameleta barua nyingine kwamba hataweza kukuja. Maswali tunauliza ya fedha kama floka hatungefanya. Unapata ya kwamba kazi inaendelea kuzindi, lakini hatusongi mbele kwa sababu mangavana hawaji. Lakini kwa sababu maseneto wamekuwa ni kama tingatinga. Kazi yetu ni kulima na kubomoa milima. Tukimaliza kubomoa milima, unaekelewa kwa lori, unaambia utaharibu barabara. Ndio imekuwa namna hiyo. Uhitaji wetu kwa mangavana tu ni wakati tunakuja kugawa pesa ziende mashinani. Tunapomaliza, maswali inakuanga ni kama dharau. Maswali ukiuliza unajibiwa visivyo. Wewe unaangaliwa kwa jicho lingine ni kama ushakuwa wewe ni kama shetani. Ukionekana hata kama unajaribu kuangalia kazi venye inafanywa, unakuwa ni ya ndui. Lakini tunafaa tuweze kuponya hili na kupitisha sheria. Kama gavana anaitwa haji katika jumba la Seneti, mugao unapofika, hebu kwanza akuja elezee kabla hajapewa pesa. Hilo tu ndio litatufanya sisi tuheshimike kama nyumba. Asante sana Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senators, before I allow the next member to contribute to the motion, I have a communication to make. This is on visiting teachers and students from Orero Boys High School in Rangwe constituency, Homa Bay County. Honorable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting teachers and students from Orero Boys High School in Rangwe constituency, Homa Bay County. The delegation comprises 5 teachers and 45 students who are in the Senate for a one-day academic exposition. In our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I thank you. The Honorable Senator from Homa Bay, Senator Kajwang, is in the House. I'll give you under 1 minute to welcome this delegation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I join you in welcoming the boys from Orero Boys. This is the best school in my county. In the last exams, they posted the best performance. And it was not just for 1 year. It has been consistent over the years. Mr. Speaker, I joined the boys during their prize giving day, and I'm extremely proud of them. When we were there, we encouraged them to continue working hard and made it clear that leadership is not only about being a senator or an MC or an MP. You can be a leader in the medical profession, in the legal profession, and in the other professions. And Mr. Speaker, a lot of Orero old boys are doing extremely well in diverse professions. I want to encourage and I want to congratulate them. And when you go back, please pass my regards to your principal, my friend, Mr. Dickens Bula, the entire teaching fraternity, and especially the boys, the ones that we danced with that song of slashing people. I've just forgotten its name. Mapangale. You can trust Karen Nyamu to remember. We danced Mapangale with the boys. We had a nice time. We shall continue supporting you, and we pray that you'll continue leading Homa Bay County, leading Nyanza in posting good results. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Kajwang. Senator Eddie Okech.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And also, may I take this opportunity also to thank amazing senators for their industry in the visit that they had, majority of it in the Western Kenya region. Mr. Speaker, perhaps you might not know, but I actually studied in the Western Kenya region. I'm an alumni of Friends School Kamusinga, which I'm very proud of, having been educated there and having been nurtured by the waters of FSK and under the leadership of Ambassador Simon Nabukwesi, who taught us a lot of things. And it is always very, very inspiring when you see a report capturing places like Kamukuywa, places like Kimilili, places like, all the Kandui areas that these are places that went through sports. And, the senator of Bungoma will tell you that some of the produce that we see in this country, if you think about top 10 fresh produce, agricultural produce that you see in this country, certainly that region is the hub that feeds the nation. Of course, that also trickles down all the way to the regions of Nyanza, Homa Bay County, all the way to Migori County, not negating other places that also are feeding the country. So this is a very good report, and it's a good report in the sense that it touches at the core of our economy's strength, Mr. Speaker. Strategic transformation of market infrastructure is indeed the only way you can be able to revitalize this economy, because any kind of produce that we are consuming in this country must find itself across our markets, Mr. Speaker. In Migori alone, Migori County, where I come from, the major markets that we have in Migori County, if I don't talk about the smaller markets, which, Mr. Speaker, we call Aswekra, from where I come from, but from where the senator of Ambay comes from, they call it Chumbo. The smaller markets that women go to and try and sell by sitting on the stones by the roadsides. They might not count, but they also comprise the traders who actually do contribute to our economy. But if you look at the larger market economy, where we've got bigger markets in Migori County, when you think about Mabera, when you think about Keancha, this is in Kuria West, those are the two major markets that you will see there, together with Masaba. When you think about Getonganya and you go all the way to Intimaru in Kuria East, when you come to the main market called Marindi Market in Migori County, that is in Suna West constituency. When you go to Nyatike, you get a market called Wathonger. When you go further down in Nyatike, you get a place called Sori Market in Karungu. When you go to a place called Muru Bay, where all the fish that you eat come from, and the best omena comes from Muru Bay. Along that belt, there is Matoso Market. And when you come now to Awendo, where you get the Awendo Market, all the way to Rongo Market, and in Uriri, also we have got a place called Rapogi and Oria Markets. When you look at these major markets, collectively, they bring about 1,500 serious traders that then build the economy of Migori County with the top 10 fresh produce that I talked about, fresh market produce that I talked about that are coming from Western. So, Mr. Speaker, we cannot thank this committee enough to go and look at these markets in the Western region that then actually are not dissimilar to other markets that we are seeing across the country, Mr. Speaker. Because some of the recommendations that I've seen from these wonderful committees, and I'm happy that my brother, the Senator of Bungoma, Senator Wafula, who is in this house, together with Senator Abbas, that I can see, and I can also see Senator Oburu, who had the chance to also actually visit these markets. Mr. Speaker, the recommendations that they have made here are magical recommendations, because they give us some insight that sometimes are removed from even our day-to-day operations in our own counties. And Mr. Speaker, those recommendations, in my view, they should not just end at a point of simply being a wish for the county governments to take action on. I wish that these recommendations, Mr. Speaker, that I'm seeing here can be able to be transferred or translated into pieces of legislation when you think about standard of markets. Mr. Speaker, I want to encourage the members of these committees that perhaps they should consider sponsoring a bill that can be able to talk about standardization of the market infrastructure in county governments. Because then that will be the fire of baptism to the governors that we have, that you don't just go and develop market randomly. There needs to be some standards of how this market should look like. If you go to countries that have made strides, Mr. Speaker, across the globe, whether you go to Singapore or you go to the United States or you go to any country in Europe, whether in the UK or even smaller countries within the region, like if you go to South Africa, for instance, compared to the United States, South Africa would be a smaller economy, but it's a good economy in the continent. If you go to these countries that have made strides, there is a clarity in terms of standards that must be there in a market. That you cannot build a market without some standards. So for instance, if you've got a market that has got capacity that we are being shown here, you know, like places like Kandui, Kamukuyo has been mentioned, Webuye East has been mentioned. If you go to this market, Mr. Speaker, number one, you cannot lack disaster readiness and preparedness strategy and infrastructure. What do you do in a market such as Kamukuya or Kimilili for this matter, or even in Bungoma town, where there is a fire hazard in that market? How do you evacuate people in a congested market, and how do you make sure that you protect property of people who might not have the power to actually restock their goods or to reconstruct their infrastructure, like a small kiosk or a small stall that a Mama Mboga might have been able to save for 3 years to put in place? So the first standard that must there be in a market should be fire or any disaster readiness and preparedness that can be able to ensure that that market is dealt with. Mr. Speaker, if you go to some of our counties, the firefighting instrument is lacking in all these markets. And if there is a firefighting instrument within that county, then it is so much spread that if maybe there is one fire engine in one corner of the county, and the fire that you find has happened is in the other corner of the county. By the time a response is given to this kind of disaster, Mr. Speaker, our people have lost a lot of things. Recently, Mr. Speaker, in Migori County, we had a fire hazard right in the middle of town at a place called Osaka. And Mr. Speaker, my heart bleeds because the people in Osaka, the place called Osaka within Migori town, right inside the market, lost a lot of things, yet Migori town and where this fire happened is the mainstay of market economy in Migori County. There was no proper response, and people who are some of them I grew up with ended up losing a lot of resources here, Mr. Speaker. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I cannot imagine a market without proper waste management and sanitation, Mr. Speaker. Why can't we pass a bill in this house that the money that we are sending to counties, if a governor chooses to build any facet of a market, then it cannot lack an infrastructure for waste management and proper sanitation, Mr. Speaker. We cannot go to markets where when you leave your house, because most of these counties tend to be rural counties, Mr. Speaker. And in rural counties, if you visit my brother, Senator Kajwang, you'll find that he stays in a very serene place, Mr. Speaker, facing the lake. And it's a very nice place, you know, very green, very lush, very nice, community living. But then you can imagine people from his village, when they leave that lush place without any form of disease or any form of infection, just to go and buy their produce in a market anywhere within Homa Bay County, just as an example, of course. And then you go to a congested place where the waste management is not proper. There are no toilets. There are no proper sanitation mechanism. And then somebody comes back home when they are sick. And they just went to fetch food. Why can it be a standard that our markets must then have proper sanitation, Mr. Speaker? This is a bill we can pass in this house just by putting up standards to these markets, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in most of these markets that have been mentioned here, the vast markets that we have seen coming from Western Kenya, Mr. Speaker, they lack proper drainage when there is rain, Mr. Speaker. How can rain stand between our mothers and our sisters and our daughters who are in these marketplaces selling and making money, Mr. Speaker? That simple rain of about 30 minutes won't stop a market operation for the entire day, and that day people go home without resources, Mr. Speaker. We must be able to figure out these drainage issues. And of course, the issue of drainage, Mr. Speaker, go with the larger issues of vagaries of nature that makes it difficult for women, especially, who tend to spend most of the time trying to sell and make a living in these markets. Some of the vagaries of nature that are adverse weather conditions, Mr. Speaker, make it completely impossible for them to actually do business. If you go, for instance, in Migori County, I can barely mention 3 markets that have got proper shelter, or if you may, proper shades that can allow women to even go to the market at 2 p.m. Some women will prefer going to market, and even other younger people who are going to the market to sell, they will prefer going to the market as late as 4 p.m. when the sun is a little bit heading towards sleeping time, because they cannot be able to endure the scorching sun, Mr. Speaker. Why would that be? And then you are wasting their productivity when they are willing to go and trade to be able to contribute to our economy, Mr. Speaker. And same applies to rains, Mr. Speaker. When there are heavy rains, you find our people cannot be able to trade in these markets, just simply because there's no proper shade infrastructure in these markets, Mr. Speaker. That should be a standard. At this point in time, Mr. Speaker, there is nobody in our economies, especially after devolving a number of functions of government, Mr. Speaker, there is no reason why the market time for our men and women who are working industriously in our communities, there is no reason why market time must end at 6 p.m. just because there is no proper lighting in markets that then leads to security problems and insecurity issues that make people who are trading in our markets be able to leave the market, Mr. Speaker. These should be standards of our market, Mr. Speaker. And of course, Mr. Speaker, I cannot overstate the issue of how our markets are planned against a congested population, Mr. Speaker. You'll find that the connectivities of our roads, the issue of sometimes walkways, and the issue of sometimes even border borders and motorbikes, and even normal bicycles, Mr. Speaker, cannot be able to access these markets where they can be able to move goods easily among populations. Mr. Speaker, I don't know why county government don't see the issue of market planning as an important facet of their own source revenue. Because, Mr. Speaker, the moment a border person cannot be able to access a market infrastructure, or a bicycle person who is carrying simply vegetables from their farm cannot access the market infrastructure because it's congested and not planned, what ends up happening, Mr. Speaker, is that a swath of them then simply resort to selling along the road. And when they sell along the road, Mr. Speaker, a lot of problems end up emanating for our counties. Because that selling along the road instead of where the market has been secluded for them to sell, number one, it becomes a health hazard. Because of traffic problems, I've seen a number of places, a number of times, Mr. Speaker, and I know you saw this in the headlines, when Migori County lost a lot of lives when traders along the roadside in the middle of Migori town who could not be able to access the market were faced with trucks that had lost control in the roads and hit a number of people who ended up losing lives because their only solution to their problem of access to market was to go and sell by the roadside, Mr. Speaker. And I am not even talked about the wastage of time that we end up losing productive time because of ensuring traffic in these areas, Mr. Speaker. So this standardization, Mr. Speaker, is what I wanted to invite this House to be able to look at, so that, Mr. Speaker, the idea of informal selling points that ensues in our counties, Mr. Speaker, as a result of not planning our markets can end in our counties, Mr. Speaker. There is always a directly proportionate return on orderly commerce between the revenues that the government gets and the revenues that other people also get who are trading in the counties, Mr. Speaker. And also, if you think about it, it helps with stabilizing prices Because when people are selling on the roadside, Mr. Speaker, they tend to sell on lower prices that are not run by the market economy. Then that distortion makes it impossible for even the county government to collect maximum revenues that they can be able to collect, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to emphasize the issue of making sure that we can come up with a bill on standardization of markets, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, as I finish my contribution today on this particular report, I wanted to perhaps just mention by passing that, Mr. Speaker, we cannot talk about the issue of markets without looking at the issue of municipalities. Because municipalities, if you look at the Urban Areas and Cities Act, Mr. Speaker, that act sought to help county governments to be able to create municipalities that can work as agencies for revenue collection for particular functions that they will have delegated to those municipalities. And these municipalities are a big part of market economy and arrangement in terms of planning. And this has been dwindling because county governments are not willing to cede these responsibilities to the municipalities. They're not willing to allow that autonomy of municipalities to take shape, Mr. Speaker. In this report, you will find that if you look at the allocation of money that were given to municipalities across Western Kenya, Mr. Speaker, they end up to be money that are limited mostly to recurrent budgets, Mr. Speaker. They don't allow these municipalities to take root and be able to affect the entire market economy, Mr. Speaker. Up until when these counties will understand, the executive of these counties will understand the agency relationship that they can have with the municipalities, Mr. Speaker, it will be very difficult to maximize the element of on-source revenue, Mr. Speaker. Because if municipalities are given that power to plan markets, to arrange markets, to be able to even think about revenue collection processes that are automized, Mr. Speaker, and I hope that in that bill, if it comes through, my brother, perhaps Senator Wafula, that bill should also look at automation in terms of revenue collection. You know, because you find that things like cess and those ropes that governors put across markets and taking money from border borders, Mr. Speaker, they are taken without any order. There is no automation of them. They are taken, Mr. Speaker, you cannot have a collection mechanism where money comes from the person you want to take it from, whether it's a border or whether it's a taxi rider, and then it is put in the pocket. Then you're hoping that from the pocket, it will go to the county revenue fund. It's not possible. The leakage is humongous, Mr. Speaker. And this is something that must stop when there is an intersection between the law that this House can pass and the autonomy of municipalities to be able to check and enable this market planning to take root and enable revenue to be perfect, Mr. Speaker. With that, I appreciate and equally support this report. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable members, before I allow the next contributor to this motion, I have a communication to make on visiting teachers and students from Kimogoro Adventist Schools in Bomet County. Honorable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting teachers and students from Kimogoro Adventist Schools in Bomet County. The delegation comprises 10 teachers and 90 students who are in the Senate for a one-day academic exposition. In our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend my warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I thank you. I will allow Senator Cherargei, before he contributes to this motion, under 1 minute to welcome that team on behalf of the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to join you to extend a warm welcome to Kimogoro Adventist School in Bomet County. Mr. Speaker, they are privileged that they are attending a session where you are presiding over as our speaker. And I think this is a rare opportunity for the Adventist School of Kimogoro Adventist School in Bomet. You should be very proud of your senator, because apart from being your senator, is one of the key pillars that ensure this house runs well. And for the benefit, as you go back to school and write an essay, and make sure you give it to your senator is also the chair of Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights. He sits in Speaker's panel, and he's also a member of Senate Business Committee. So as you go back, greet your parents and let them continue supporting the work that the senator is doing. I don't know whether he will be going for two-term or he will be going for governor. Mr. Speaker, for those many remarks, and I'm happy it's an Adventist school, I think Senator Moses Kajwang, Speaker, is an Adventist, practicing Adventist. Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether, because he's also an Adventist, maybe he can give an only 1 minute with your indulgence, kindly, or he will say it later. Mr. Speaker, I was just requesting understanding order number 1. I've not abrogated myself powers.
You are aware of the powers of the chair.
Understanding order number 1, with your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, would you allow...
Order, Senator Eddy.
Would you allow...
Senator Gay,
yes.
I will not allow, your request is declined.
Okay.
Proceed to
But the students from your county feel most welcome to be in the Senate. So, Speaker, as I contribute on the issue of this motion, I want to lift it from where Senator Eddy Okech left, Mr. Speaker, and I want to request Senator Eddy to be very humble, because when seniors speak, you must listen, because there is no school of experience. I'm now speaking from experience. Mr. Speaker, of course, Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to this report. The issue of markets, Mr. Speaker, and Mr. Speaker, as I exit, I want to inform your visitors, with the indulgence, Mr. Speaker, that the issue of affordable, quality, and free education will continue being in this country. They need just to work hard. Mr. Speaker, and I've noted with the latest news that the Ministry of Higher Education has lowered university fees from September 1st. So I want to thank His Excellency the President for listening to the cry of many students and parents by lowering school fees or fees that will be paid for courses into university. And I think this is significant. From September 1, the first years who will join university, Mr. Speaker, the education, and I want to thank, because this is the MOU between ODM and UDA that we are now seeing, and we raised it on the floor of the House. I'm happy the Deputy Party Leader of ODM, Senator Godfrey Otsotsi, I know, and also Senator Eddy, I know this is the MOU. We have been talking between UDA and ODM to give a prosperous country. So today, the Ministry of Higher Education has said fees for courses will come down from September 1st as they join first years, Mr. Speaker. So, Speaker, secondly, I want to leave where my brother Eddy left on. Mr. Speaker, the issue of markets, I feel bad. They say there can be no taxation without representation, Mr. Speaker. There can be no, and that is the point. I don't know where governors find the courage. In Chebunyo, is it Chebunyo Trading Center? Or Chebalungu somewhere, Speaker? Somewhere Chebunyo Trading Center. I don't know where the governor and county government gets the courage to go and tax Mama Mboga in Bomet town who are selling by the roadside. Yet they don't provide toilets. They don't provide any amenities like breastfeeding areas. They don't provide cleanliness and sanitary, Mr. Speaker. There is no electricity. There is no sanitary facilities, Mr. Speaker. Where do they get the courage? Even in Kapsabet, where I come from, Mr. Speaker, in Kapsabet town, there is no sanitary, there is no toilets. The new market, Mr. Speaker, that in Kapsabet town, where the new traders moved in Kapsabet, Mr. Speaker, that Kapsabet market is they don't have a toilet they share, Mr. Speaker. When there is sun, the way that market was designed like a kiosk. When it rains, our mothers have to move their wear in that market. Because I visited that market, Mr. Speaker, early this year in Kapsabet town. When there is sunlight, and too much sunlight can destroy tomatoes, can destroy groceries, Mr. Speaker. There is no proper toilet. There is no proper structure for PWDs. Mr. Speaker, in Kapsabet, the new market that was done by Governor, Mr. Speaker, there is no proper access of loading area when they bring groceries, Mr. Speaker. There is no proper place for PWDs, Mr. Speaker, to access the market. Mr. Speaker, another factor, I remember during Karega Mutai era, although some of us were still in school, maybe Senator Karen Nyamu is aware of this. Most of the economic stimulus markets are still unutilized and occupied up to today, Mr. Speaker. Most of it, I don't know the story about Bomet ESP markets. Because whenever the government designs markets, they don't go and ask the traders where that market should be constructed. Mr. Speaker, even when they try to relocate Kapsabet Town Central Market to behind, how will you access the customers? For example, in Mosoria Township, they have gone and eaten behind next to the Polytechnic. Yet the market is within along the road. They are being rained on. The county will come and take 100 shillings. It is so shameful that counties take taxes from Mamamboga and Boda Boda. The Boda Bodas are not lucky. When it rains, there is no cover. When the sign is there, there is no toilet. Mr. Speaker, I always ask myself, our Mamambogas must be the most resilient people, even in Viga. You can imagine them sitting, Senator Utsosi, by the roadside the whole day without, there is no market, there is no toilet. From morning up to evening, Mr. When we are human. If you look at our chamber, we have been provided with necessary comfort, including sanitary facilities. But you can imagine a woman in Migori town, sitting the whole day, and sometimes some of them have health problems without using the washrooms. Even in Busia, where the presidential candidate, you know, he has just declared, but he's yet to give us the vehicle he's using. He will give us the vehicle he's using. Even in Busia, and I'm happy he has done forensic audit, and I can see the governor through the speaker, he will not have peace. The way this gentleman is doing it, he will have a rough time. Even in Busia, Mr. Speaker, I'm asking myself, these women that stay the whole day without toilets, where do they go? Mr. Speaker, and some of them have problems, health problems. Mr. Speaker, and then the county government does not have shame. The Migori county government goes and tells them, can you pay? The Vihiga county government does not go and share. The Busia, the Nairobi, even in Bomet, and Manziwa Kanairo is here, Senator Karen Nyamu. I don't know how those women survive. And I'm happy I saw her in Roysambu, evading that in Roysambu, trying to look for votes, Mr. Speaker. Okay, I think Senator Otsosi wants to see you after this.
Address the subject matter that is before.
No, I was tying it up because where she was in Roysambu, Mr. Speaker, the interpass of Kasarani, there are small markets, so I saw her, those markets around because there are markets there. Isn't it so, Senator Karen Nyamu? Yeah, there are markets, Mr. Speaker. Some of us know this through the Speaker. Some of us know this town very well, Mr. Speaker. And yeah, Mr. Speaker, why is Senator shouting?
Senator Eddie is trying to catch your eye that Senator Sotsi needs to contribute and time is running.
But Mr. Speaker, you should know the standing order. You limit the debate. Has it been limited?
He's trying to catch your eye. That is why the choice of my words.
No, I thought he's telling me this. He's telling me you are hitting it properly. I didn't know. I thought he's saying you are hitting it properly. Mr. Speaker, number two, I'll try to condense. Thank you, Speaker, for that guidance. I'll really try to condense. For example, even I saw, Mr. Speaker, another danger to our markets is what you call Kena, Kura, and Kera. I saw, Mr. Speaker, they were destroying markets in Kayega. You know Kayega, Mr. Speaker, it is in Kakamega County. Mr. Speaker, I've seen these road agencies. Why would you allow our people to do markets and then come and destroy them? Kera and Kura and Kena must be called to order. What we are seeing, Mr. Speaker, in this country is what we call infrastructural evictees. We no longer have a forest evictees. Where they go in here in Kawangware, Mr. Speaker, they go and destroy property that belongs to Babamboga and Boda Boda, Mr. Speaker, even here in Nairobi. So Kena, Kera, and Kura must be called to order, because what I saw in Kayega, in Kakamega, was very unfortunate, Mr. Speaker. They must be called to order. Even when they destroyed, although this was the county government of Nandi led by government, they destroyed Namgoi. Namgoi, Mr. Speaker, we used to have traders within Namgoi. The junction that you go to Nandils and the junction you go to town, Those infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, were being destroyed by the county government, Mr. Speaker. Even when you look at I want to thank the president in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, because Nandi now we have gotten, by the way, I have seen an argument given by Senator Ledama that markets is a devolved function. I agree. But which market has your governor done for the last 10 years? Which market has your governor Otijilo done? Nothing. Even the governor of Nairobi, who you say it a work, but it looks like I work. It is, I want to thank the president because now, Mr. Speaker, in Mosoriat we have a new market. In Kobuja we have a new market. In Kaptumo it's oncoming, Mr. Speaker. In Chepsonoi, where we share with Senator Otsosi Vihiga, I hope also you have seen around Chepsonoi, there is a new market. In Maraba, we are having a new market, Mr. Speaker. In Kaiboi, we are having a new market, Mr. Speaker. In Lesos, we are having a new market, Mr. Speaker. We need Maki. And Kingwal, Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether you have used that road where women sell maize around Kingwal, Mr. Speaker. Then we have a Chepterit where we are selling our livestock, Mr. Speaker, at least, but that property belongs to a private individual, Mr. Speaker. So what we are saying on all these markets, Mr. Speaker, we must agree that governors must be called to order. As I conclude, Mr. Speaker, that it must be accessible to PWDs, it must be clean, there must be water, there must be toilets, there must be electricity, Mr. Speaker, and there must be accommodation for women who are breastfeeding, Mr. Speaker. We know women who are mamambogas, that they are nursing their children. They must be given a place to breastfeed. I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, the design that President William Ruto has approved through the Ministry of Housing. We have areas of meetings for women and groups, women groups and social groups. We have lactating area. We have a sanitation area of toilets, public toilets, and what have you, Mr. Speaker. We have all those, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to allow my colleagues, Senator Otsosi, who have a tremendous respect, and the incoming governor of Vihiga, Mr. Speaker, allow me to pen off by saying we are proud of what the committee has done, your office for the support, and our secretariat for the splendid job that they are doing, Mr. Speaker, so that now later, as Senator Otsosi finishes, I really want to listen to what Senator Karen Nyamu will say, because we have a lot of problems of markets where it doesn't work in this Nairobi. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I support this motion.
Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to start by saying that I want to thank the Committee for Devolution for taking time, not just to respond to my statement and Senator Wakodi's statement, but visiting these two counties. They visited my county on the 22nd of June, 2024, which is about a year ago. And now we are discussing the report today. Mr. Speaker, what precipitated this statement was because the traders at Luanda Market had gone on a tax boycott. Luanda Market is the largest market in Vihiga in terms of not just the size, but in terms of revenue generation. And the workers, the traders had gone on strike, and that was going to affect the revenue of the county and also services provided by this market. Mr. Speaker, Vihiga County is among the 12 small counties, and it has very limited avenues or streams of revenue, on-source revenue. And in fact, the only major on-source revenue source is markets in Vihiga County. And we have quite a number of markets in Vihiga County. This report focused on Mbale Market, Majengo Market, Luanda, Serem, Chavakali, Cheptulu, Shamakoko, Esibuye, and Mudete. These are the key markets in Vihiga County. There are other smaller markets in Vihiga County like Banja, Mwicho, and others. Mr. Speaker, it is my belief that if these markets are properly resourced, in terms of infrastructure and service provision, then it will be the first major step of addressing the issue of low on-source revenue. Mr. Speaker, Vihiga County generates about 300 million shillings every year as on-source revenue. But they have the potential to generate up to 1.5 billion shillings as on-source revenue. Mr. Speaker, if that money is generated in addition to the shareable revenue, then people of Vihiga will have sufficient money for capital development. Mr. Speaker, you know, one of the reasons why this House decided to change the revenue sharing formula so that they can help small counties was because they were looking for avenues of making smaller counties access development. Because of the low revenues, these counties are unable to access sustainable development. Mr. Speaker, even as we talk about that, we must also focus on on-source revenue that is generated in this county, and one important area of on-source revenue generation is markets. Mr. Speaker, I am disturbed by the contents of this report, and I wish to alert the committee to give special attention to the submission by the county government of Vihiga, particularly on the issue of on-source revenue. The figures are not adding up, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is a table there that shows the amount of on-source revenue from markets, all the markets in Vihiga County, from 2018-2019 financial year to 2023-2024 financial year. Those are 6 years. Mr. Speaker, you look at that table, it tells you that the county generated between 13 million to 14 million per financial year, overall from all the markets. But under that table, there is another table indicating the revenue generated by Luanda market alone. And it tabulates how much was generated every month from July 2023 to May 2024. And if you look at that figure, it comes to around 40 million, which now begs the question that if one market can generate 40 million in a year, then why did the county government give us figures which indicates that overall, each year, they were generating between 13 to 14 million. I think the committee needs to interrogate that bit, because even if you look at Luanda market, 2023-2024, the report shows they generated 13.9 million. But the same period, the entire county generated 14 million. So what are they saying? Mr. Speaker, these figures are not making sense, and I think these figures were just put in there to provide a response. They are not justified, and this is misleading the committee and the House. So I want to ask the Committee of Devolution to go back and interrogate these figures. Mr. Speaker, we cannot pass a report which has misleading information. And I will be talking to the committee to ensure that the county provides correct information, because the information that is here is misleading, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me now talk about challenges that we have in the county in terms of markets. Mr. Speaker, a lot of issues were identified in the report. Issues of lack of water, adequate supply of water, and in some cases, lack of water in some markets. Issues of sanitation, lack of toilets, or functioning toilets, toilets which have been constructed and for one reason or another, they're not functioning. Mr. Speaker, the issue of drainage.
Senator Sotsi, unfortunately time has run out. However, you have got a balance of 12 minutes to conclude on your contribution when the House will resume. Now, Honorable Senators, it's now 6:30 p.m., time to adjourn the Senate. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until Tuesday, 5th August 2025 at 2:30 p.m.